Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language, explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned. Welcome back to the Superior Adventures Guild! We're gonna get serious for a moment, folks. My name's Dave, your humble dungeon master, and tonight we're here to play Dungeons & Dragons. We're gonna dive back into another episode of Beyond Saltmarsh with some of the best folks that I know in the whole wide world. Wide world? Wild world. Ooh, baby, it's a wild world. Say hello to my little friends. Hello, folks. How are you doing tonight? Huh?
Aw.
Hey, well, hey there.
Hey, welcome to the guild. Hey, SK Matthews number 1. Cheers to you. Chad's not here tonight, but we're gonna try to have a good time anyways. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna start off this episode by introducing ourselves. So, Kirk, why don't you kick us off, my friend? Tell us who you are and who you're playing and what's going on.
All right, I am Kirk. I am playing Byron Hern, the rogue of the group / swashbuckler, which is the same thing. I'm a troublemaker. I have a monkey who sits on my shoulder, who's actually a familiar. I stole an amulet and rescued my friend Solana from Nerisban, which was my whole entire quest. It's the only reason we even went there, to be honest. I convinced everyone to go to Nerisban with me, and they agreed. We've accomplished the quest that I was sent on by the Seekers back in season 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're done,
pretty
basically.
good.
Yeah, like your job here's done.
At this point, everything I do is just bonus.
Gravy. Put some gravy on it. You're good to go. Well, thanks for being
Great
here. Ooh, so delicious. Good to see you back here, Kirk. It's been a week. It's been too long, my friend. Let's move over to Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and I am playing for you guys tonight Feyre Evenstar, now 10th level College of Glamour Bard, and I have some cool new abilities, spells, and things, and new magic weapons, so I'm a monster tonight. Very excited.
Nice.
We have created a monster. So happy. Can't wait to see her in action. Thanks for being here, Ashley. Appreciate you. Let's move over to Michael.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. I am Michael. I am happy to be here. I am playing Theo, the 13th level Hexblade Warlock, Sailor Dude. We're going to go with Dude.
Sailor Dude.
He's back from a hiatus that was complicated, and maybe we'll find out about that tonight. Who knows? There's many other complicated things going on. There's a lot of complexities happening here, a lot of ins and outs. Might want to make sure that you maintain a strict regimen of beverages to keep the old mind limber as we go.
Thank you very much, my friend. Let's move it over to Andy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andy. I am playing Rhunar Deg, a now 10th level human dual sword wielding Battlemaster fighter and captain of the Good Buddy. And he is very excited to use, at some point, his 2 new maneuvers. Should be fun.
New maneuvers. I like it. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm excited to jump back into this. I wanted to, our screen is a little screwed up, but I'm going to go over here anyways because I want to make sure that we acknowledge our sponsors tonight. We do have 2 sponsors, the first of which is our longtime sponsor at CZRPG. Christian and his team have been awesome to support us through the years. Has it been years? It's been years. It's been a long time, maybe not years. I don't know. But tonight,
It's been a while.
we are giving away a copy of their latest one-shot release, hot off the virtual press. This is The Scarred Jungle, and I don't know much about it other than it's freaking sweet. And it's got a great cover, and what else can I tell you about it, guys? You're going to like it. We're going to play it here on one of our Monday night one-shots in the near future. But tonight, if you type in drawing, you will have an opportunity to win said PDF adventure for you can give it to your dungeon master maybe, or you could try running it for yourself if you're not a dungeon master. It is a 21-page PDF with a brand new location with all the juicy lore that CZRPG is known for, a boatload of maps because they've got literally 40 maps in here, custom artwork, new stat blocks, 3 detailed encounters for your one-shot fun. So thank you to CZRPG! Drawing to get in on that action. And a big shout out as well to our second sponsor over at Old Goat Beard Company. Thanks to Andy and his wife. They make really awesome beard products for your beard pleasure. Your beard pleasure? I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
Bearding pleasure? I don't know.
There we go. Your bearding pleasure. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. We're going to be giving something away. I'm waiting for Andy to tell me what's on the giveaway. So that's going to be a mystery giveaway tonight from Old Goat Beard Company. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Drawing to enter to win. And we'll select those lucky winners at the end of tonight's stream. So I think that's all the announcements. Do we have any other announcements? Anyone? Bueller? I think that's it. We will now, as we do, jump into a recap from last session. In our last episode, the Deg Gang was very busy. You guys made preparations to depart the Omen Isle port of Nerisban after a long stayover. Supplies were purchased. Cargo was secured. Plans were hatched for the next leg of the party's voyage. Your destination? A small frontier settlement along the coastline of the Amadio Bay called Fort South Azure. This fort would be your entry point into the vast and dangerous jungle that lays between you and your destination, the lost city of Tomoa-chan. Now, plans were also hatched for a pair of high-stakes capers, a magic-infused jailbreak to free Vincent Solana from the Hopener prison, and a heist of a valuable artifact from the governor's mansion inside the old fort, a prized possession of the governor's known as the Ixicodal Medallion. Both endeavors proved to be successful as the party racing through the jungle, paddling and swimming your way to the ship, the Good Buddy, which was anchored offshore, ready for you for this grand escape. Upon your arrival on the ship, you found that there was a second ship moored alongside, the Lancian. On deck was none other than Tarn Turborn, leader of the Red Crows, friend to some, lover to others, perhaps? I don't know. He warned the gang of the suspicions that had grown about your involvement, perhaps, in the natural disaster that had played out in the froth, and your seemingly hasty departure after said disaster. He handed you a banner of the Denzak Squadron in a gesture of assistance and help and goodwill that could potentially help you out should the fleet pursue your departure from Nerisban. Tarn stepped aside, speaking with Feyre, urging her to return to the Red Crows, but to no avail. Goodbyes were spoken. The party hoisted anchor and sailed into the night to put distance between yourselves and Nerisban. Now, Byron pulled Solana aside towards the end of the session, withdrawing Aubrich Drallion's mysterious blue box from his bag of holding, and asked Solana to open it. Using the power word, the name of Drallion's dog, Tildavarius, the box opened to reveal 2 things: an envelope with Solana's name scrawled upon it, and a fragment of a map that Rhunar Deg recognized immediately and scooped up. Byron taking the letter that had fallen from Vincent Solana's hand as he wept and walked away, tucking it back into its envelope and putting it into his jacket for safekeeping, perhaps. That, my friends, is where we will pick up with tonight's game. Exhausted, you stand aboard the ship in the dark night. A dangerous game to sail at this hour, so close to the shoreline of the islands. Sort of taking it all in, Fritz approaches you, Rhunar. Yeah, Captain, how late you planning we're going to be sailing tonight? We've got multiple lookouts, And yeah, well, we're doing the best we can, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Would I be feeling pressure to leave after that warning I got? I mean, I guess they're not sailing at night either, but
Well, you roll an insight check.
all right. Natural 1 for a total of 3.
It's hard to say. You really don't know. I mean, he seemed like he was giving you the warning that, you know, you were under suspicion. It's hard for you to gauge the level of risk. You do know that piloting the ship in the dark at night so close to the shoreline of South Ullman Isle is dangerous. And so you have to kind of weigh the cost benefit analysis in this decision.
I think we'll stay anchored until like first light.
Captain, I cannot help but reiterate how terrible of an idea that is. Because they are faster than us. The only advantage we have is if we start going now. If not, we will definitely be caught up by one of their ships at some point and have to come up with a new plan.
All right. I guess we'll have to just make sure we're bearing away from the island. Then.
Absolutely agreed. Thankfully, there are stars. Are there stars tonight?
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. That's a great question.
Let me check one thing here.
Survey says 13.
It is partially cloudy, so you do see some of the stars, but there is actually, funny enough, a light drizzle that begins to fall upon the deck of the ship as you look up at the stars. And you get one right in the eye, and then it just starts to lightly drizzle.
Stars! Also, you know, we have the magic elven sextant of legend. So...
Yeah. I was going to say, one of us, well, let's see. Yeah, one of us could attune to it for the next hour and protect the boat from weather.
I'm already on it.
Okay. I would have to unattune from some objects to do it, so if you have the space.
But, I mean, I'm out of character. I'm not attuned. I'm attuned to one thing. Sorry.
Okay,
one thing.
go for it.
I'm good.
You got it.
Well,
Thornish Nocturnal.
technically, I guess I'm attuned to the magic sword, but that's just a pact. That's totally different.
Yeah, that doesn't take up one of your attunement slots, of which you have 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to spend some time attuning, Theo, to that, and you're going to stay anchored, you said, for the moment, or are you going to start going as he's doing that? What's the plan there?
Well, should we stay anchored for an hour so you can attune to that and then get going once we have protection from weather? Is that crazy?
Captain, I think maybe we should put that flag up first, and then maybe go at like a casual speed, like a really slow, forward-moving speed, and not just anchored here, because that might actually draw more questions. Why are you anchored here?
Okay. I'm alright with that if everybody else is. So yeah, we'll get going. Not at like full speed, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Give me who's going to be while Theo is while Theo's attuning, who will be piloting the ship?
I'll drive.
Hold on there, buddy.
Fritz, could you have someone put
Miss Feyre?
this, a flag up, as a decoy kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. Here, give it. He holds it up. Denzak. Good idea. And he hurries off, he hands it to Korga, and Korga heads up the main mast. And he gets up there because he's going to be the lookout while you guys are in the dark. You need somebody up there. And there's a couple of guys off the bow with lanterns that are sort of keeping watch for any sort of debris or I don't know, land that you might bump into.
Who is normally our helmsman?
Theo.
Theo, but he
Mhm.
can't do it while he's
No, not while he's attuning.
okay.
I'm busy making magic scribbles in Elvish over here. Okay,
All
it's
right.
like a
Captain will
beautiful
take the
etch a
wheel.
sketch.
Okay. So
All
Captain, you
Elvish
take the
is
wheel.
Etch-a-Sketch.
Give me a piloting check, which is going to be a water vehicles check.
Okay. Using
You're going to use it, make it using, give me a second here. Dexterity as your base, which should be good
Okay.
for you. It is going to be a disadvantage because of the nighttime.
All right, here we go. Did that only roll at once? It's pretty good. Let me try that again, just
That is
because
pretty good.
it's supposed to be a disadvantage. Now it rolls it twice. So
A
19.
19? Yeah, you that's more than enough to keep yourself safe from running aground. You do have to make some slight adjustments, but you know more than enough to steer yourself away from the shoreline, and you head deeper into deeper water at a relatively leisurely pace as you tack into the with the little bit of the wind at your back. A light mist falling, as I said, and you're able to make your way. How far into the night will you go? Will you travel all night long?
Sure. I imagine
Theo
one
is all
might get
about that if
exhausted
possible.
doing that, but
And you're heading
Yeah,
due
I mean-
north.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just
So-
to check out loud, where are we going from here again?
The Amadio.
Okay, so we are going to the Amadio. That's fine. I just
Yes.
there was something at Fort South Azure in the last on, so I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Yes.
That is on the Amadio Peninsula. Yeah. Or shore or jungle.
Yeah. So if
So-
you look at the map here,
We are heading to Fort South Azure.
yep. And right now you're heading due north. You have gone about 3 units. You can travel 5, so you can throughout the rest of the night you can get to about here.
Well, I would say I would want to attack west at some point, Dave, to go
Okay.
towards.
So you can
Fort
make
South
two. You
Azure.
can make 2 movements from where you are right now. So whatever you'd want to do, you can turn and move in pretty much any direction.
Okay, so I would say go here
Mm-hmm.
and then start heading this way.
Okay. All right. You pilot the ship into the wee hours of the morning as the sun begins to rise. Sol comes up over the western horizon, shining light into your eyes as you're very tired. You're going to take a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Theo, you had attuned to the Thornish Nocturnal, which should give you some protection from any ill weather.
And it
that-
makes Theo so happy.
You, he's a very happy half elf. I like that. We want Theo to be happy. What do the rest of you do during the night voyage? Are you all staying up to help with the ship?
no,
Most
I'm
of the
sleeping.
crew. Okay, so you're gonna go to sleep. Okay. So you will have a long rest.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna do one preliminary search around the ship, make sure everything's in tip-top shape. Cargo's stowed away, and then I'm also gonna go to bed.
Okay. Yeah, everything looks secure. Roll a perception check for me as you busy about the decks prior to going to sleep.
It's all good.
7.
7. Okay, good to know. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary, and you drift off to sleep in your bunk. You get one of the best night's sleeps, Byron, that you have had in about a week, because you guys were in Nerisban for approximately a week, and you didn't sleep well while you were there. Let's be honest. So you get a good night's sleep. Farah, you get a good night's sleep. Both of you are benefiting from a long rest. Rhunar and Theo, you guys will take a point of exhaustion as you stay up through the night to pilot the ship. It is the next morning. Do you intend to just stay up throughout the day, Rhunar and Theo, or will you try to get a rest during the day?
I
Figure
would
we
think.
trade off shifts at this point.
Yeah, I would think we could start trading off. And I don't know. We had been having Fritz take shifts occasionally, right?
Yeah, he has the ability to pilot the ship as well.
All right.
But you may need to sit down and chart a course. You haven't charted a course yet. So you
Yes,
know
we should do
generally that you're heading in a westerly direction, but you haven't actually consulted the charts. You do have a map of the area that is not part of this fragmented maps that you have recovered. But you do have like a full-on chart of this coastline.
Okay, so I will, once somebody else takes the wheel, I will work on charting a course.
Theo will help you with the charting using the Thornish Nocturnal, which is for charting.
And I
Okay.
have navigator's tools as well.
Okay. So go ahead and make a... let's do this. I need 3 d20 rolls first.
Should I roll that?
Sure.
Wow.
Should now.
So a
It's either
6.
good or bad.
Well,
6, 19, 18.
there's a light wind. Roll a d6 for me. The seas are strikingly rough. There are large swells that are slamming into the ship. And what was the third d20 and 18? And the
18.
rain has picked up. It is a heavier rain. Let's see. That affects your ability to maintain your course, and because of the fact that the wind is coming from behind you, that helps. So you've got a wind at your back. You are going to be able to, during the course of this really rough first day, you're going to be able to make it only 2 hexes on your journey instead of
All right.
5.
Oh no.
Now,
Oh,
would
maybe.
the protection of the Thornish Nocturnal save us from any of this negative weather?
Tell me what it does again, Theo. I don't quite remember all of the details.
While attuned to this nocturnal, you may spend 1 minute using the nocturnal to determine the precise local time, provided you can see the sun or stars. You can also use an action to protect up to 4 vessels that are within 1 mile of the nocturnal from unwanted effects of local weather for 1 hour. For example, vessels protected by the nocturnal can't be damaged by storms or blown into jagged rocks by adverse wind. To do so, you must spend at least 1 hour aboard each of the vessels controlled, performing basic sailing tasks and familiarizing yourself with the vessel. So in
Okay.
theory, as long as he's awake and sailing, there's some level of protection involved.
There
But
is.
it
So
sounds
for example,
it's-
if you were having to make, like, let's say you were along the coastline and there was a some sort of a jagged rock outcropping, you would automatically succeed in your roll or your skill check to avoid that, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of like a emergency thing, right?
Yeah, right. Like if danger is imminent, so it lasts
Yeah.
for, did it say an hour?
Yeah.
Yep.
Spurt
So
ahead,
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So I would say we probably don't use it right this minute. Unless, how many times can you use it per day?
As many times as you want.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well then.
Unlimited refills.
As long as you're awake.
Yep. And it
Alright.
takes your action, so that's what you would be doing. You'd be focused on that every minute. But yeah, it's
Well,
kind
1
of
minute gives you
more
1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour. So it's kind of like if you're in a big storm and you're trying to avoid getting into damaging situations for the ship, that's when you would want to use it.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily protect you from just the wind and the waves. You're still going to have to deal
Right.
with that.
Yeah.
But it does.
Okay.
All it does is slow you down. It doesn't endanger you. You don't. There's no like overboard saves or anything like that. You're
Right.
not taking on any water at this point, and you make your way into the stormy seas. I guess the thing I would ask you guys is, what do you want to do during this first day of travel? If there's anything you want to accomplish or discuss amongst yourselves, you could do that now.
Real quick, do you want us to roll a navigation check?
Did we not do that yet? Yeah, roll a nav check. Yep.
All right.
Go ahead and do that.
Would
And then
that
Theo,
be-
are you at the helm again now?
I'm gonna pass that off to Fritz on account of the exhaustion, which gives me
Alright.
disadvantage on all ability checks, which is all skill checks.
Probably smart.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
Instead, I will help the captain with a navigation check, so he's just rolling straight.
That sounds like
Yep,
a great plan.
That's a really good idea. So go ahead and
Oh.
roll a navigator's tool. I would say with either intelligence or wisdom as your base.
Right. Ooh. 11.
Okay, so you chart a course. It is it's difficult because of the waves that are throwing the ship around a little bit, and it's hard to focus. You've been up all night, so it's a little bit difficult. But we'll have somebody roll for Fritz. Farah, why don't you roll me a d20 for Fritz?
Okay. Go, Fritz, go. It's a 10. Mediocre.
Yeah, not
Midland,
great.
Midland.
Yep. So go ahead and roll a d6 for me, Farah.
This shall be our doom.
Yep. You end up heading this way. You're a bit
Not
off
really.
course.
Oh, no.
You find yourself a bit off course. You do at some point hear one of the men from the crow's nest shout, "Land ho! Land ho!" This would be a Thornish nocturnal scenario potentially.
Theo wakes up. Theo wakes up from being half asleep to go, oh, fuck! Gets out on deck, takes some measurements, goes, no, go that way. 10 degrees to the right, 10 degrees to the fucking right!
And you are able
Evasive
to
action.
adjust. And you make it to right here. So with the Thornish Nocturnal, you don't have to roll for any going aground like we did on the way to Cybert Isle when I'm not no names. I'm not going to say any names, Theo, but somebody ran us aground, and but that's okay. In this case, you are protected from that by the Thornish. But this is about where you make it in the day's journey. I do need a d20 roll from Byron. Oh God, I was hoping that
Got
was
an
a
8.
20. I was hoping the 20 would pop up. All right, so there's no sort of like hazard that you encounter other than the land that you find in your path. You readjust and you are for the moment safe aboard the ship. So that's sort of the day's journey. But during the day, Theo's trying to sleep. What are the rest of you doing during the day?
I would
Well, I'm
like
gonna-
to try to rest.
I think I'm gonna find Solana and I'm gonna pop in on him, see how he's doing.
You
And then
find
I'll
him in the
probably
galley.
Say, hey Solana, how's it going?
Good. He's got a blanket over his shoulders and he's eating some of Emil's porridge. It's not bad.
Man,
It's not bad
it's
at all.
not, is it? Yeah, no, he's not bad. You know, if Theo was awake, he could do the thing, and then it would taste even better. But
No,
we
that's
should
right.
probably let him rest.
That is a. it's a
Farrah's
nice
gonna
trick.
walk by and she'll snap her fingers and she'll do the thing.
Oh,
Prestidigitation to make everything taste better.
she can do that.
Oh yeah.
Wait. I'll grab some porridge.
All right.
Nice. Okay. Thanks, Lana. Oh man, do you remember everything that happened while you're in that jail?
Everything is foggy still.
Nice. That's probably preferable, I would think. Yeah. You know, I mean, you went through an ordeal. Some stuff happened. I'm really sorry that I didn't get here quicker. No, we went to an island and had to save the world. It was a little complicated.
I'm new.
This is Feyre.
Hello,
we-
nice
we
to
met.
meet you.
Several times in jail.
I don't recall many of them,
That's all
but the last time I do. Thank you for what you did to get me out of there. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Any friend of Byron's is a friend of mine.
She's just
Yeah.
saying that. Don't She wouldn't like most of my friends, I think.
You have more friends than are on this ship right now?
A couple.
All right.
Gorefist. You'd probably like Gorefist.
That is a name. What is he like?
You know, he's a fisherman. No, he's a nice guy. He's not my dad, but if I were to think of somebody as like a dad, I'd probably think of Gorefist.
Well, he sounds wonderfully wholesome.
Yeah, he taught me how to skewer stuff.
Yes. All right. Well,
Ah, skewer, you say? Emil comes over and he's wipes his hands on his apron. Ah, meats, vegetables, a nice marinade, perhaps.
What? What?
You said skewer.
Yes, like stab.
Yes, for
kebab.
like to cook.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Ah,
Emil. Welcome back.
Oh,
with a
Don't
bastard.
remember not being here, do you?
What? I've been here the whole time.
Nothing? Yeah, I know.
Yes, what did happen to all those people that weren't here for a while we were on the island?
You know, we're getting into some metaphysical stuff that, you know, I feel like this is a question for the smart people on our crew.
Ouch.
Not me specifically. But if I had to guess,
Who do you think the smartest one of us is?
it's not Korga.
Probably Fritz.
Probably that other fucking guy.
Yeah, it's probably that other fucking guy.
Is that why he's always so angry with you?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's see, this wasn't always our ship. We kind of killed everyone who had the ship before us, and then these guys were still on it, and we were like, hey, now
Yeah,
you work for us.
That happens.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know if they're you know, I haven't really talked to them about how they feel about working for us.
You know, maybe that is something that should happen. Maybe you should have some kind of guidance counselor or some kind of, you know, individual go and talk to everyone and make sure that no one's secretly going to kill you in the night.
Like a
You know-
satisfaction survey or something. That would be great.
Yeah, good idea. We should pass one of those out. You should help me make those because I'm not very good at arts and crafts unless we're carving wood.
Well, I'm
I
kind of
don't-
the cruise director, so I could probably work on that.
Nice. So, and I'm gonna look back at Solana. So, you know, I got that amulet, and I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull out that amulet.
Ah, yes.
What is it? Why did you write or what did Albrecht want with it?
What do you know of it?
You know, I know it's an amulet that was guarded by some traps that I got kind of excited and totally ignored.
Wait, Solana. Is this the object that you found right before you lost your wits?
No, this medallion was something that Sean recovered. Well, his people, I should say, recovered from somewhere in the Medio. He talked about it like it was some powerful artifact. Albrecht desired to acquire it, of course, Albrecht. It is valuable in... What do you know of Drallion?
Well, I know he was a fellow seeker. and I know he was looking at the Amadio. He was journaling about the Tomoa-chan ruins
Mm.
in the Amadio Peninsula. He had uncovered some maps by Rhialle. And this was supposed to, as far as I understand, help the Seekers gain more items, but also kind of infringe on some Scarlet Brotherhood activity.
You know more than you let on. Then it goes deeper than just acquisitions in this case. Of course, the Seekers. The relevance to them is value in museums and secret archives. No, this is, from what I understand of Tomoa-chan, there is a hidden shrine there within which contains some ancient power, some Olman deity, or a way to communicate or contact this deity. I don't know. I've only heard stories that I've picked up bits and pieces during my investigations along the coastline. The whole place is shrouded in mystery. Of course, the map, Rhialle's map, being the only known way to find it, but the map itself has been torn asunder, its fragments blown to the far corners of the Azure Sea.
2 of them weren't blown all the way to the edges, because we got a couple of them.
Excuse
Now.
me. Did you recover my piece from Dory?
I don't remember.
Well, there was one inside the box, but the other was said to be stolen by a pirate captain. Drallion had been seeking that captain out. Charlotte Voldchek was her name.
Yep, I'm pretty sure my captain got that one.
You know, I thought we brought back some kind of loose leaf papers from Dory's place.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really like those loose leaf papers. I know we still have them somewhere.
True, but you know, the drawings that were on Solana's cell wall did kind of lose their evil aura once the monster was killed. So maybe that document is now safe to look at.
What drawings were these that I scribed?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
I didn't get a quick look at it, so...
Yeah. It was like ponies. There was a little dog. We're holding hands with some guy.
You're full of shit. I can see it on your face.
Is that what you saw before you went crazy?
You've got a bit of porridge.
Thank you.
If you have even partial fragments of the map, perhaps there's a way you could find this city. But
maybe, you know, I mean, so here's what I'm thinking. We don't have all the maps, but we have parts of the maps. So all we have to do is hope the parts that we have the important bits, and that we can find some part of the map that is reminiscent of another, well, a place we can find.
He raises to his feet from a seated position, and he's very unsteady, and he kind of reaches out and catches himself. I must see this map. Take me to your captain. We must examine it now.
Solana, listen. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait till a little bit later.
He's real cranky.
Yeah, we are.
Wake him up when he's been sleeping.
Yeah, we kind of stole you from the Denzak squadron and robbed the governor and fled after we blew up half the city. So they're after us. Well, they suspect it was us.
Oh,
You
we
heard-
lost your audio there.
Oh,
Who's-
Hello?
We can't
No.
hear you, Kirk.
I got him. I can hear him.
oh,
I could hear him.
weird.
I still can hear you.
I
Okay,
think it's
okay.
your audio, Andy. Your audio's jacked.
Uh,
I must see these maps as soon as the captain is ready. Perhaps we
Oh, yeah.
can
oh yeah.
examine them.
Yep, totally. Yep, you're part of our quest now. Also, we're sailing to Fort South Azure. You mentioned that your ship would have gone somewhere near here to an island, perhaps.
Yes, there's an island just to the northeast of the fort, and we had a camp there.
Cool. We can stop by there. We can pick up their ship too. We could turn this into a 2-ship excursion. If you wanted to work with us, we could. I mean, I think 2 ships is better. I mean, we'd have more
Hey.
reinforcements.
Thanks, techie woman. Everybody has got an advantage. Much
Aw.
appreciated.
Nice.
I'd like to
Oh,
spend my
yeah.
advantage now
Yeah.
to sleep hard.
Go ahead and roll a sleep check, please.
We'd call that animal handling.
In his case, yes.
Depends what
Running
you do in
sheep.
your sleep, right?
I sleep real good. I got like an 18. I'm just serious sleeping.
Oh, Theo. Let me see this medallion.
Yeah, okay. I'll take out the medallion, and which I already had out, and I'll like hold it up in front of him, but I won't let him take it from me. Unless he reaches for it, then I'll let go.
He'll reach for it.
I'll let go. He can have it.
It is beautiful, isn't it? This device is said to aid in the location of the entrance to this ruined temple in Tomoa-chan. I don't know where and how
Oh,
but
is it?
Drallion was convinced that he needed this, and I don't know what you would do with it once you were there.
Is it magical? I have a
Quite.
knack for these things.
It is quite magical.
May I?
Yes, of course.
I will take it and cast Identify on it.
Okay.
I'll ritually cast Identify because we got time.
Yeah, you do. All right.
Well,
so
she's
while
ritually doing this. That takes 10 minutes, right?
Yep.
I'll like look at Solana, and I'll look back at Feyre, and then I'll look at Solana. I'll look back at Feyre, and then I'll look at Solana. This is gonna be a minute. I'll like play around at cards or something while we wait.
So, what was in that letter? I saw it. It seemed very emotional.
Yeah, I'll take that letter out and I'll hand it back to him. By the way,
That's personal. Thank you. He takes it and kind of puts it in his jacket, tucks it away. It is of no relevance to you, my dear, but it means everything to me. So thank you.
I did actually speak with a friend of yours while we were on the island. Miss Eleanor Lovage.
Eleanor.
She was quite taken with you.
Well,
Even when you were locked up and not yourself.
she is a wonderful person, indeed. She remains then in Narisbon.
I believe so.
Well, I
you're
fear
the only person we kidnapped.
we'll never see her again, but
So far.
I don't believe you. I bet you've kidnapped plenty.
Well, not from Narisbon.
Right.
No, that's
Righty-o.
probably.
That was my first time there. Ooh, not a fan. Probably won't go back.
I was
Get
more
it,
of a
Ted.
rescue.
Did have nice drinks.
Oh, that's true. I think I have some of that left over.
I got 3.
You seem rather unworried, unbothered by what you have set in motion. Do you know who pursues you now?
I led a really sheltered life for a long time, and I'm just happy to be out doing anything.
You mentioned that you, Byron, know of the Brothers of the Scarlet Sign.
I don't remember them being called that, but and actually, it's been some piecing together. You know, SB. At first, I thought it was something bad, but
Oh, it is. It is quite bad.
yeah. So, I'm familiar in that I know there are entities at work doing things that aren't good.
Yes, that's a good start, Byron.
Thank you.
Well, I must get a bit of rest too, I think. And he stands up and
Oh,
We
you
will
don't want to
talk-
know what this does?
we will...
Still looking at the amulet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, please, tell me, what does it do?
I don't know, Dave. What does it do?
What do you think it does?
Oh man. Some kind of, is it a summoning, an opening? Some kind of plus effects of some kind?
Yeah, you get that sense. You get that sense from it. But you don't it's of a magic that you are not familiar with, but you do get the sense that it is designed to reveal something.
It's gonna have a map
Look-
on the back of the map.
The spell identify, does it tell you anything about like the history of it, or is it mostly about how to use it?
You learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges, if any, whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn what spell created it. If you instead touch a creature through the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay, that's quite a bit actually, but you don't learn the history of it. This is some sort of strange magic that you're not familiar with. Roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh no.
Ooh, just made it. You just succeeded. You feel a headache pierce your mind as you start to delve and push deeper into trying to understand how this thing is used. What you'd pick up is a vision of it emanating a beam of light. And it seems to be set upon some sort of a secondary device. And then
Wait a
you
second.
lose it. You lose it.
Yeah,
and
you put it on a stick and you hit the dawn and it goes into the map and it
I was gonna say,
illuminates.
Wait a second.
Indiana Jones.
Put it on another device. Fair, are you saying this out loud to me? Are you telling me what you think it does?
Her face has gone completely pale.
Oh, okay.
And her eyes are closed, her face scrunched together as she's fighting this headache. It's like the worst migraine. And it lasts for about a minute, and then it goes away as your spell fades.
Oh, that is some weird magic.
I think it's cursed. Throw it over.
I don't think it's great, but I feel like it might be either a key in the aspect of it might unlock something, or it might show us the way.
You will not throw this away, Hern.
I know. I
This is
just
this
suggest
is
these things sometimes.
exactly what she says. Some sort of. It will reveal something, is what it's been said.
And then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna hand it to Byron. You should put this back in your bag. You know, you have a bag of holding, right?
Do.
Put it in there.
I will. I'm gonna, just look at it for a while.
If someone is tracking this, I don't think they'll be able to find it in your bag of holding.
I think you're probably right. I will put it in my bag of holding until you're not around.
Well,
So-
if you're going to take it out, take it out sparingly. Just don't always have it out.
Deal.
You know?
Deal.
So at some point during the day, Theo and Rhunar are rested.
Yeah.
And it's probably late afternoon. You guys emerge from your cabins, long rest, and no more exhaustion.
Yeah. Okay. Theo's gonna immediately just go and check on the helm and make sure we're still on our course.
Yeah, I will go check on the helm as well.
Yeah, that's probably the point, Theo, when you're like, oh shit, you guys are off course. And the guy yells land ho, and you guys evaluate and start heading back to the northwest.
Well, fuck. Okay,
That was
that happened.
close.
Oof. Let's find out if anything stupid happened while we were asleep. Farah!
Really? All right.
What?
You're the responsible one. Did anything stupid happen while we were asleep?
No, we were having important conversations. Oh, and I made this satisfaction survey that we are going to hand out to all the crew.
Hey, what now?
A survey?
Yes, Byron said that, perhaps some of the people on your crew might have been pressed against their will and not entirely happy to be serving on here. So I thought it might be best if we assessed how the crew was feeling.
I would say morale is pretty good right now.
You know,
Is that true, Dave?
literally burns me to say out loud, but in this instance, Byron has a good point. We didn't really check if anyone was impressed or if they wanted to get off, because when we sailed into Saltmarsh, we wanted to keep everything very quiet on account of problems. So that's actually not like the worst idea I have heard today.
I mean,
Well,
when we
Days young.
when we spoke to the crew, we asked them if they wanted to leave, but we offered to pay them to stay, and they did.
Well, it doesn't hurt to check, and besides, they might not want to talk to the 4 burly individuals that clearly and efficiently murdered the entire command staff they were previously under. Keep in
Yeah.
mind, Captain,
You have a point there.
I-
They were
again,
hiding in the
for
hold
many
when we
people,
found them.
we are horrifyingly murderous beings that descend from on high like angels of blood. So, maybe we're a little scary sometimes.
I turned into a T-Rex. All right.
Yes.
So
They don't know that yet, though, and that's going to play to our advantage because they will be more honest with you. Don't mention the T-Rex thing.
Yes, and
All
Also,
right,
what
and-
the fuck is a T-Rex?
and perhaps just like some. We'll add a blank in there where they can make suggestions and things that would make their life better, or things they would rather we no longer do. That kind of thing.
Oh my god. The worst
Did,
management team idea ever.
What else? Did anything else happen? Did we spot any of the Denzak squadron? Did we summon a demon from hell?
No, but that amulet is painful.
But
Oh,
useful.
we've got
Very useful.
so we've got
Probably
2
useful.
painful amulets. Okay, great. We're starting a
painfully
collection.
useful.
Well, I tried to identify it, and it gave me a searing headache, and it made me feel really bad. But I kind of got an idea that it's supposed to be some kind of a key, or and I explained what I thought before.
A key.
To locate or to open, I'm not sure.
You would probably
Interesting.
describe to them the glimpse that you had of this amulet set upon some sort of other device and it emanating a beam of light.
Set upon a device, huh? Could you see what the device looked like?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a stick or a pedestal or what.
Perhaps some sort of large motorized contraption.
Or a... Wait. I'll reach into my bag of holding. And I'll pull out that tripod thing I stole from the Drallion estate. I'll set it down.
Yeah.
Did it look like this?
Did it look like that?
Roll an insight check.
I rolled a 1.
For a total of
Total of-
6.
Yeah, what's the total? 6. So for you, Farah, the thing that it was set upon was not the focus of the vision. It was the device itself, the amulet, emitting this thing. But so I mean, it could have been, but you're not sure.
I don't know. Does it look like it holds the amulet? I mean, could you just put it on it and see if it fits?
It's got this little slot here but I mean, there's some,
Roll an investigation check. And if
I'll do
you
this
want
part.
to, if you want to help him, he can have advantage. If you want to give him some assistance,
I will assist him in
Oh,
his
also,
investigation.
I'll also take out Dr. Grau's magnifying glass and really just dive into it.
And I'll give him inspiration.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit! Okay, yeah.
We're
So
gonna
you have
get to the bottom of
advantage.
this.
I
The
succeed.
glass,
Guaranteed.
2 natural ones coming right up. Oh! That was almost. It really was. Holy
So,
shit!
and then, so inspiration gives me an additional D8.
Yeah, he rolled a
I
1 and a 13, folks.
believe I just want to double check to make sure my bardic inspiration didn't go up.
Too many ones lately.
A lot of ones.
Don't like it.
So good. Ones are funs.
Yeah,
You heard that before?
I haven't. Definitely makes life interesting though.
Oh, where
Yeah.
did they... Oh, there it is. Okay. D8. Ooh, D10 at 10th level.
Wow.
That's sexy.
That's an ass. Okay, so 3 more.
So it's a 24, actually.
Yeah, you look at the device, you look at the amulet, you look at this tripod device that you stole from Drallion's. I think it was up in like his little observatory room.
Yep.
Damn, good memory, dude. And it fits right in, and just shink, and it locks into place.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it out real quick.
Yeah, you
All right.
can pull it out.
That's a perfect fit.
That's
That was
it. Solana kind of comes up and puts his hand on your shoulder, Byron, and oh, that's it. You've got it. Now
Yeah.
we just need to figure out where to put the damn thing.
Okay. I think, well,
I have a few suggestions, but none of them are for polite company.
Like,
Are we on a good course?
Is he talking about up your ass?
I think...
Correct.
I don't think it will fit.
Not with that attitude, it will not, my friend.
But, so, here's the... No, never mind.
So,
Keep that safe.
okay.
Hern, keep that very safe.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been hauling this thing. I almost got rid of it like 4 times.
Mm-hmm. You did. The campaign would have just kept going on and on and
Yeah.
on if you'd thrown that overboard like you wanted to. You had the urge, but you fought it.
Okay, so we've got that hammered out.
Captain, I would like to see these maps that you have recovered.
Maybe hold them up in front of that.
Maybe that is something we should go do below decks quietly away
Yeah.
from everyone else.
Yeah,
Oh, I
we're gonna
trust the
do that
crew.
in my quarters.
Well, I guess we should do the
I
survey
trust the
first.
crew.
Yeah, let's do
I
the
don't want the
survey
crew
first.
to be tortured to death and reveal something.
Hey,
Oh,
is the boat good to go right now, or do we need to?
Yes.
get
Yep,
things
the ship is
situated.
under
Okay.
control. Fritz
Right.
and the team are busy at work. Some of the crew is sleeping because you had them up all night long. Which, if you were to give the employee survey, the employee satisfaction survey right now, I don't remember the last time you paid these guys.
Oh, we just did.
Then
Just
that
did.
Yeah, we
would
paid
that would
them.
have
I paid
that would be
them.
good.
Yeah.
That would be a bonus.
We did pay them.
I think you paid them well, didn't you, Byron?
I paid all of them
Overpaid.
except for Fritz because I couldn't afford to pay Fritz.
Fritz is fucking pissed, and you can see it in his face. The rest of them seem to be pretty okay. A little bit tired, but they're okay. So you go down to Deg's quarters, the captain's
Yeah.
quarters, and when you
Dick,
get there,
why is Fritz so mad?
Yeah. Do you know anything about that, Byron? Do you know why he's? No. Oh.
He's making the universal
Oh.
gesture for pay or money or coin
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
which I take to mean that he wants a raise. Do you need a
No,
raise, Byron?
Well, I
he
mean,
wants
it
to
has been
get
a little while
paid.
since he got. Oh, okay.
Fritz is probably pretty upset. He's been, I mean,
Catchy Cantrips just rated us. Thank you, Catchy Cantrips. We appreciate you.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for
Um,
being here. Welcome to the guild.
The catchiest cantrip of all is friendship. Because,
Aw.
you know, it's a charm for 6 seconds. Then it sucks after that, but while you've got it, it's great.
Let's get that guy paid.
Ayo. Yeah, pay Fritz, would you? Jeesh. He's your first
you do
mate.
have that trunk full of gems.
Oh,
We-
yeah.
we got plenty of gold. I'll pull out how much.
Oh,
I don't know how
God.
much right
Do not,
offhand
oh,
we
just,
know,
oh,
but it's,
Theo,
uh,
just,
a
where
bunch.
is the chest of gems
I
being
can pay
kept
him out
right
of my
now?
pocket right now. It's in
Probably
the
the captain's
quarters.
Theo walks over, picks up a ruby that looks like it's worth about 100 gold pieces, walks right back out, goes up to the, you know, the helm, and goes, "Hey, Fritz," and just hands him the ruby. I'm sorry, everyone else is a dick. You do good work. Pats him on the shoulder and goes right back down.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Theo. Thank you. Yeah, pretty swell
Theo.
guy, actually.
I think we owe him more than that.
Probably do.
It's going to make him feel better right now, and that's what we need to do to get on with the rest of this business, which is apparently mappy.
Okay, well, all right. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna take out the device again. I'm gonna take out the amulet. I'm gonna slot the amulet into the device. I'm gonna be like, Rhunar, take out the map. We're gonna hold it up and just tap it to the medallion. Just
Right.
barely just touch it to the medallion a little bit.
So,
First
Rhunar.
things first.
Yeah, go
first
ahead.
Thing, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna sit down at the desk, pour myself a glass of brandy,
Oof, yeah.
light up
Yeah.
a pipe, and I'm gonna put Drallion's map on the desk.
Let's start
I'm
with
gonna-
Volchek's map. Let's start with
Volchek's
Volchek's map.
Okay,
Yep,
I'll take
the
out
first
Volchek's map.
Yep.
And I'm going to give Deg inspiration.
Yeah. All right.
So this is the map that you recovered from Volchek way back in the day, the Black Trident, when you took that over.
Yep.
Even got the brandy and the
It's
pipe.
got the pipe and everything.
right.
That's really nice.
What the heck?
Solana,
Classy as fuck.
what do you know of this place, Placerian Grove? Have you heard a mention of it before?
You're just asking everybody.
Yeah. Or Solana.
Solana,
specifically. Yeah.
I have not seen this piece. This is the piece that you recovered from Volchek.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Did Aubric examine it?
No, I'm afraid I didn't know its relevance until after he had passed.
I recognize the topography and the stylization. He points to at the bottom towards the pipe. There's sort of like this strange orange script.
Yeah, the
That-
script.
I don't know what that is, but I recognize this. I had recovered a map. Miss Farah, you had asked me what I had found in the Amadio, that I had found something. It was a fragment of the map I had recovered in my travels, and Dory had taken it. Is there any chance that you had recovered a map fragment from Dory?
I'm gonna open up my drawer of the desk and using a dagger, pull the map up out of the drawer
Okay.
and drop it. Is it still giving off creepy vibes?
Roll an insight check.
Should we not look
Oh.
at it? Should we just avert our eyes?
Well, the bad stuff happened when you touched it when you made physical contact with it.
Have you considered just wearing a glove instead of using a dagger?
17.
It is creepy AF, but you're not getting the sense that it's causing any strange effect. But again, you're also not a magic user guy, so you're not 100% sure. Like, unfortunately, your magic user Tenoch is still racked out, sleeping, having been exhausted from the night.
Theo will just kind of blink and his eyes will do the ice blue thing and he'll detect magic.
Okay, so you throw it down on the table, Rhunar, and you set it in place. It falls into place, and as you do, Theo, you can see quite obviously that the strange script along the edges begins to glow as you look at it with your magical intuition.
Huh. Holy shit.
There's the fort.
First of all, if you don't mind, and Theo will attempt to use mending to mend the sections of the map back together.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a mending roll. Give me an Arcana check.
That just mends paper, not drawings.
Well, it
On a natural
That's a
20, it
27
sure
total?
does. A natural 20 will do
Wow.
it. Yeah, you watch as the two pieces of the map fuse together into one. And there are spots that are obscured. It doesn't recreate the blank spots. Like there's sort of that broken line, and there's a piece. Yeah, exactly. There's pieces that have been, like, from when it was torn in half, that have fallen apart. But it does fuse together into a single piece.
So now we can't lose it as easily.
nice.
Nice
Does anybody
roll, dude.
recognize this script?
Oh,
It is not dwarvish or elvish, right?
It is not.
well, let me take a look. Is it draconic?
No. You cannot read. You don't read Draconic.
And Theo just goes, I actually, I may have something for this if you'll give me a minute. If that's okay.
Yeah.
59, 58.
Now
He just kind of
that,
pouts at Byron.
that was Dory's map, correct?
Do your thing, man.
Yeah, that was the piece. That was the Dory's piece. So you still have a different piece that you pulled out of the box.
Yeah. So
That
now
you,
I'll take,
Rhunar, recognized it as being akin or in the same style as the Plazarian Grove piece that you had originally taken from Voldchek.
yeah. So
So-
now I'll take out Drallion's map and see how it compares. If
And
it fits in.
while that is happening, Theo has to manifest the sword for this because he hasn't done this. So, pwam, a magic sword. And he mutters a few words, and like his eyes go ice blue like they do when he's casting detect magic. But instead of just being ice blue, there's actually little runes that are now lit up in a ring around his irises because he's extra. And he casts comprehend languages. A
Oh,
spell I've had this entire
shit.
time, but have yet to have a chance to use in the campaign.
Okay. So you have comprehend languages. Awesome. Oh, there it is right there. You understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you can hear. That doesn't apply here. You understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. It takes about 1 minute to read 1 page of text. So it's going to take you about a minute to do this as you reach down and put your hand on the map. Is anybody else investigating the script to see if they can read it? If you are, roll an investigation check for me. If you would like to.
But I'll try. Screw it. Why not?
Okay.
They know
No.
under common and common
You know-
in Thieves Camp.
I'll do it because I don't want to lose that inspiration I got earlier.
Yep. Use the inspiration, my friend.
Investigation, you said?
Yes, please.
I mean, could I do a history check and see if it rings any bells?
You could, yeah.
Ooh. That's a 25. Oh, wait, no, that's... yeah, I rolled a 9. Yeah.
Okay. 25. What'd you get, Byron?
9.
Total with a 9. Okay.
15
Farah?
in history.
15 in history. Farah, it doesn't, you don't have any sort of historical knowledge of this. It's a very strange, almost unintelligible script that doesn't harken to anything you've ever seen before.
Does it look very old?
It looks, yeah, it does. I mean, it's the whole map looks old. It looks, I mean, you would guess that it, without having a whole lot of like, training in etymology or anything, you could guess that it's like maybe like a it doesn't even look like Elvish to you. I mean, it's so strange and foreign. Byron, what did you roll, a 9? Oh, that's unfortunate. And then Rhunar, you rolled what, a
Good
20,
shot.
a 15?
16 plus a 9 for my inspiration
Oh,
die, so a total
nice.
of 25.
You do not know what the language is, Rhunar, but you recognize some of the characters. They were in 2 places. Actually, they were in 3 places. Some of them were on the wall in Solana's cell. The first time you investigated Solana's cell. Some of them were on papers, and I think in a notebook that you had looked at Dory's when you sacked Dory's place. But most importantly and startling to you is your recollection that you had drawn very similar symbols in your notebook long ago, after the Skull Dunes incident.
Oh, yeah.
That's disconcerting.
Theo, the minute passes. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. That is a 16.
Roll 44.
All ones.
A lot of ones.
8.
You take
Average.
you take 8 psychic damage, and
Owie.
you immediately pull back your hand as you can feel the energy of the map flowing through your hand from the script, and you take a step back and you just sit down on one of Rhunar's chairs in his room with a massive headache and a sense of not dread but a sense of concern about the map's origins. The language that you have attempted to... This is the part that freaks you out the most. The language that you should be able to understand because of this high-level spell that you... I guess you've never used it before. But you know what it's
Actually, a
supposed to
first-level
do.
spell. I've just never used it.
Well, it's a high level for a Warlock.
Well, you're not wrong.
But it does not... There's no reference. There's absolutely no
Okay.
reference.
So, and he just wiped some trickle of blood away from his nose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go out on a limb there, and
Bad writing.
I think that script is magical, and like I don't know in what way it's magical. Like it may not be a traditional enchantment, maybe something more like, you know, the language itself is an existence which is antagonistic to all reality, and to comprehend it destroys your mind. That's sort of possibly freakish. So there's some shit there.
All right.
Yeah, and his eyes just kind of return back to normal. He's like,
It's unsettling to say the least. It's not at
Yeah.
the level of dread that Byron was feeling in Narisman, but it's
But
on
still
that
bad.
spectrum. It's on that spectrum.
So this,
Um,
so sorry to interrupt.
This is fascinating.
You know so all these symbols, they all, you mentioned the skull dunes and dories and the wall of the prison and such, and tying all those things together, the only thing I can think of is that upside down pyramid thingy.
Yes.
And it looks like there's a few pyramid things on this map.
I may have something else related to that too. And Theo just kind of reaches into his bag of holding he's had and pulls out the awful looking iron with rust amulet with the amber colored gem on it he got from Iren's brother and the cult in Monmouth.
What
better remember
is
this?
that thing?
Put it in the
No.
put it in the device.
No, don't put it anywhere.
No, we're not
Don't
putting it in the
even
device.
Think about
But
using
I'm now
that.
deeply concerned that this also may somehow be related.
Does it have the symbol of the Elder Elemental Eye on it?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't. Does it, Dave?
No.
You don't want me to identify that, do you?
No, do not.
No, because I'm reasonably sure it's a link to the level of hell where Aphis reigns, and I'm going to need this to go back and kill him sometime. But now I'm just worried it's somehow related to.
Oh my gosh! You know what I just realized?
What?
You remember that book I stole? I gave it away. I wish
How
I
to
did.
Speak Infernal in a Week?
Yeah, maybe it's infernal.
No, that's not Infernal. I've read Infernal before.
Well, didn't you
Okay.
learn?
Well, I've
like, a
seen
little bit of
Infernal. It didn't make
before-
my nose bleed. And Theo just kind of puts the amulet back. Everybody
Let's
remember
put that
that's in my
back in the
bag just in
bag.
case it comes up and is
Okay.
relevant.
It's
Let
literally
me
a
get this
portal to
straight.
hell.
You say you pissed off a demon in hell.
No, it
We-
That was
technically
my
was a
reaction
devil.
It was a devil.
too. It just
It was a devil. I didn't. We
Roll
didn't
with
piss
it.
them off. Our friend Iren pissed them off. He also had a cult in Monmurg at the time.
Whoa,
A
whoa, whoa.
coincidence, and I do not like these things. And the only way we got out is our friend Iren consigned his soul to hell in a deal to get us released. So we're going to have to deal with that at some point. But that's more of an after we deal with this thing potentially, or it's interrelated to this, which is a much worse thought. I don't know, but I wanted to make sure the thought was on the table, just in case.
It's a good thought. Recalculating.
So we had a
Alright.
third piece of a map. We had a third
Yeah,
piece.
I'd
Yeah.
like to take out Drallion's map and see
Right.
how it, see if it lines up with the rest of this.
All right, you pull it out. I think you had it like in your pocket or wherever you had it. You pull it
Yeah,
out
Yeah.
and you slap it down on the table, moving some things around, and it
Oh,
fits
good.
almost perfectly.
Theo will mend that as well.
So it is all one piece now, although, like I said before, there are chunks of it that are missing.
Trying to read this script on the side.
Solana just kind of gets down and he's looking at that magnifying glass. Where is it?
Got it right here. And
A magical magnifying
I'm gonna
glass.
zoom in on this stuff, and I can read it. The Tomoa-chan ruins,
Located?
located to the north of the. Looks for the obelisk with the
No, look of the,
carvings that face east.
something Lorin?
Words that are cut off still.
This
too.
must have been written by Rhialle before he tore the map. Why would he describe a way to the location but then tear it and dispose of the pieces? That makes no sense.
There's
Because
something
men
bad.
often seek things that after they reach it, they finally come to the understanding that it's a bad idea, but they can't see to bring themselves to get rid of the thing which obsessed them initially.
Well, maybe it was
Interesting.
too powerful. No, maybe this
Maybe
map
he
is a
wasn't
trap.
powerful enough. Maybe
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 this
he's
map
trying to-
is a trap. Maybe it lures people in and then something terrible happens to them.
or
he was
perhaps
trying to keep it out of other people's hands.
maybe it's a test to acquire all of these map pieces is to basically gain the power that it takes to deal with whatever he wanted to hide.
The unfortunate part of all of this speculation is none of it changes the fact that we all know we're going there, right?
Oh yeah, you guys see that big like in the middle of the bottom of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
it kind of looks like a
looks-
skull.
yeah, it looks awesome, doesn't it? We should go there first.
I don't know
Well-
if I want to start with that. Maybe
Here's the
we'll-
interesting thing. If you look at this map, there's a very roundabout route they took. But there's also it looks like it could be closer to the coast, but I have a very bad feeling that we can't just go through the jungle.
Yes,
So we're
look,
going to
if
have
you
to
look,
decide.
now.
if you look closer, Solana kind of leans down. You can see there's like a path
Yes, a
south
trail with arrow.
from
That's what the arrow
Fort
is.
Azure.
Like a little dotted line.
Yes. Where does it go? Goes down.
It goes through the Placerian Grove, through the
Then south.
mountains.
What do
Yeah,
you?
south past the grove.
What do you
Then it
think these
follows the river.
triangular structures or icons mean?
I don't know. Usually
Yeah.
that's a pyramid of some kind. It
Could
could
it be
have
the,
something like that.
the direction?
He
That's the ziggurat?
nonchalantly, Solana nonchalantly reaches over and takes Rhunar's, what was it, a brandy?
Yeah.
And he just starts drinking the brandy as you're talking. Yes, look, and then down the river.
Yeah. Help yourself. Then.
You see that the tentacle beast thingy in the top?
Yes.
Down below that, I see something falls and the sword killing
Do you
blank.
think the tentacle beast is related to this? You know, the one that sunk the ship I was on.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't rule anything out, and that probably also means you can't access that coast because the monster hunts there. So we should be very careful not to go near the coast, Captain, just in fucking case.
Maybe we'll take the land route. Yeah. Follow this trail.
Well, I was saying on the way there because, and he pulls over a sea chart and points out that right now we're okay as long as we take a more direct route, but there are some mariners who would say it's safer depending on whether to go closer to shore. And if
Dave-
I feel like if we go closer to shore, we might run into tentacles we can't handle.
I'm looking at this island in the bay, Amadio Bay, in relation to Fort South Azure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe that island
This-
is the one
this-
that
This
Has-
matches up with our chart, right? Our
You
map.
throw the chart down, and yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It generally does. This is so the chart obviously does not show any detail inside of the jungle whatsoever. It just shows the coastline and some really basic outlines of, well, actually detailed outlines of the islands and some of the depth contours. As best as can and be told, and there's like little spots where it says shallows and things like that. But this map has all the detail of the interior of like the jungle itself and some of the mountain ranges and that sort of thing. But it does match up pretty well, the coastline.
Like the coastline and the island.
Yep. We'll go back over here.
so we give the
And-
tentacle beast coast a wide berth.
Right. I'm guessing that's why they took this land route in a wide berth. Gave it a wide berth? I don't know.
Well, they also may not have known where it was, but
Yeah. It does look like a little... It's not exactly the most direct route.
Yes, right there. And Solana kind of taps the map, the charts. That's the island where we have our camp. I pray that the Griffin Wing is moored there, and well, Madeline and the crew are safe.
All right.
That's kind of up here on the
Yeah.
top end of the torn bit of the map.
So we go to the island first.
The Fort
your ship.
Azure? Or, oh, yes, to
To
see if
Solana's
his
ship. We should.
I would.
Friends are still
Yes.
there.
I can only hope
Uh.
that they are.
I mean,
And
it's on
then
the
we'll-
way.
Yes, and then we'll figure out whether or not we can even get into Fort Azure, because isn't that technically the territory of the Denzak Squadron?
Technically, it is a fort that has been held by the Sea Princes, but it is contested territory.
The Sea Princes.
None of the governments really hold too much sway over Fort South Azure, I'm afraid. It is a bit of a
thank goodness.
frontier.
So we'll need to figure out something. We'll need to figure out how to burn that bridge when we get to it.
We're good at that.
You have burned
It
many
is
bridges.
a fucking
I got-
skill we
I
have.
got some Molotovs that would burn just about any bridge.
Oh, Byron, your existence is a Molotov cocktail for such bridges, and I appreciate that about you.
Oh, what can I tell you about Fort South Azure? It is run by a sea captain by the name of Lalita Abnell. She is brutal and shrewd, but she is the current governess. Quite the businesswoman. From Monmurg, I believe, originally. But I don't believe there's any allegiance to the prince at this point. Not this far away.
That's fine. There's one other thing we're really going to need to worry about once we get to Fort Azure. There is no way the Brotherhood does not have agents there still. And it is very probable they have our descriptions. So we will need to
Go
be
in
ready
disguise.
I have a
I guess-
disguise kit. We could.
Yeah, you could disguise all of us.
Yeah.
We could change the name of our ship. We could do a rechristening.
for that. We can figure that all out once we get to the island and talk to the Griffin Wing. We may have other options when we get there, but I'm trying to think ahead to all the stuff that is going to happen here, because this is going to be a lot.
Your
I'm
concerns
also deep.
are not unfounded.
Wait, hey, excellent
Yeah, we
question,
ran into
Captain
them in
Solana.
Saltmarsh.
What the fuck do you know about the Scarlet Brotherhood?
I can tell you that in these parts they are referred to as Brothers of the Scarlet Sign. I can tell you that Governor Sean of Nerisbin and the elites of Nerisbin have been charmed by the riches and the promises of prosperity that these emissaries from the land of Shar have brought. Their capital city to the east, Crow Turlep, a strange, mysterious city on the Tilvano Peninsula, they have gained a sway with the governor of Nerisbin. He has, as you know, hired the Denzak Squadron to serve as his private fleet, his private navy. I would not trust them, although there may be good captains amongst their ranks. They are swayed more by the promise of coin than ideology, but not the Brotherhood, not the Brothers of the Scarlet Sign. Did you encounter any of their red-robed monks about the city?
I
we?
didn't, but I was out for a little bit.
They have upon their ships, and they do have their own fleet as well, the banner of it's peculiar, it's a four-pointed Estoli star on a red fabric. I don't know if you've encountered them, but they are not to be trifled with. There is something even more devious that most do not know, but I uncovered, well, Madeline really uncovered it. There is a group within the Brotherhood, a group that calls themselves the Black Thorn. They have been quite interested in Aubric's activities in the Olmans. I had tried to warn him that they perhaps would be seeking him out even as far north as Saltmarsh. I'm afraid that perhaps they did.
no one told him about the butler, did they?
Butler.
So, um, you
So
were
am I.
100% correct. The Scarlet Brotherhood had agents in Saltmarsh in Drallion's household. We believe they killed him. It was the butler. Don't worry.
Mm.
He and all of their agents are very dead now. We took care of that problem.
Well, it was Anders Solmor's. Anders,
Oh, yes, you're right.
He's,
Solmore's
Solmor.
butler.
did you ever
That
have any-
ambitious prick.
Yeah. Well, one of his men was actually Scarlet Brotherhood. And we think he killed Drallion.
Killed that guy, right?
Yeah, and then we killed
Oh, he's
them
dead
all.
as hell. We killed
Yep.
him on the Solmore grounds.
Yep. Yeah, we.
That was a big fight.
Yep.
So I don't know if
This-
they're in Saltmarsh anymore.
I mean, if
We
they
might have-
are, they're vampires.
That's
Why do you have to keep bringing that up?
Bringing up what?
story for another time.
I can tell you that the Black Thorn had been inquiring, had been asking about contacts with Drallion, had been seeking a means of identifying what our true purpose was. They knew of Tomoa-chan, is what I'm trying to say. It is quite likely that they will be seeking what you seek.
I would be willing to bet a not small sum of gold that the governor's attitude towards us and perhaps the fact that we're suddenly found to be suspect is not unrelated to this, because we weren't exactly quiet about how we handled that bit in Saltmarsh.
You know what? And I hate to be that guy, but like, I'm really just not that worried.
You're never that worried, Byron.
Well, just look at our track record. We saved the world. We fought a god just recently. Won. We took out an entire town. We went to hell.
And
Like
you,
a bunch of dudes in robes. Like, I bet they
let me
bleed.
tell you a story about a friend of mine,
Yeah,
Byron.
they fight like
Him
those guys
and
in
his two
Saltmarsh.
friends, they were hunting in the mountains. They saw a cave bear in a cave. It was cold. They need to go in. And one of them said, my friend specifically very much said, well, if 3 seasoned adventurers can't take one cave bear, we deserve what's coming. They mostly die.
One of them
And
survived,
really-
right?
I think that was a demigod that we fought.
Oh.
Probably not a full god. I think he was
Wait,
trying
no,
to raise something even
The thing
less.
beneath the water.
Yeah.
Technically, it's an aboleth, which is not in the divinity scale.
Oh, okay. So, if it were though, would it be like a son of a god, part god?
So let's examine our actual track record. We let out an unholy vampire lord.
Oh God.
Didn't take care of that. Still guilty about that for the record. Much love, Farendir. Didn't really solve the whole problem with the undead in the Dreadwood. Although we solved like one little bit of it, that was good. Went to Monmerg, did stop a cult. Definitely got us all, wanted in town. Still had to run from the Devil Lord, and Irin paid the price for that one. So that's 2 times right there where we've thought we had it, and our companions have paid the price for that. So I'm not too sanguine on taking chances here, because by the numbers, that means either you or Feyre is going next, and I like both of you.
Where
Oh.
am I going?
Dead.
You're not going anywhere. It'll be
I'm
fine.
pointing out that
Yeah.
every time we've gone in without thinking and taking things lightly, other people in our party have paid the price, and that is a trend I do not want to continue.
Okay, but
Here,
here,
Feyre's
let me.
gonna go over
understand.
to whatever decanter is in this room and just like take the stopper off and take a big long chug and put it down.
Solana holds out the
thing
empty
with the
empty
vampire
mug.
was an accident.
Thank you.
No,
this
the thing with the
sounds
vampire was
horrifying.
very much my ass getting overconfident. I will own that decision, and that is why I'm going to say we should take this cautiously.
Right.
Yep. And see, I
I think
agree.
we've learned a lot since then, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
we have. I mean, we should have been like, I don't know, picking berries and grabbing people's buckets that they lost. And we were fighting vampire lords. Like, but now we could be fighting vampire lords. So if we started over, let's say we went to Saltmarsh right now and we relived our lives, everything would be easier.
Are you saying that we could be picking berries right now instead of running from horrific monsters that are
No,
trying
I'm
to eat us?
I'm sure there's a
saying-
lot of berries in the media.
I'm saying if we tried to do what we've tried to do now,
Big berries.
we'd do it.
I mean, I'm a little more confident in our abilities now. Yes.
And when was the last time we went into a situation without thinking? Let's be honest here. It's been a long time.
That would be literally yesterday when we went in to talk to Captain Solana and then went immediately to go to try and negotiate his release with the captain of the Iron Watch, which pointedly failed. But that guy was a fucking prick. But the point is, per your
Probably
request,
Scarlet Brotherhood.
less than 24 hours.
Yeah, but what did we do immediately after that failed? We
What we
came
were
up with
going
a
to do
solid
anyway.
plan.
Drallion.
Came up with a solid plan, and we executed it to perfection.
You ever
Most-
feel like we may be getting
mostly.
off track? Because I think we're getting off track. The
All right.
important point here is whatever Feyre was about to say.
I think we should ask a very important question, one that I think everybody here really wants to know. Theo, where were you for the last week?
And hold that thought, because we are going to, on that question, take a quick break. We need a bio break. We're going to refill some drinks. Real quick, Rhunar, you do notice, because you have a very high passive perception, that Solana has sort of stepped away as you guys are sort of arguing, and he's going through your things. He pulls out a bag of pipe weed, and he pulls your pipe off of your desk, and he's packing your pipe, and he's now, not only is he drinking your brandy, but he's also smoking your pipe weed. And my friends, we're going to take a
This guy's
quick
getting
break.
real comfortable with my stuff.
Well, he's the captain of a ship. What are you going to do? I would like to remind folks that we do have a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a copy of The Scarred Jungle. Let me bring that up here. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. The Scarred Jungle by CZRPG. We're going to give that away at the end of the stream. ! Drawing to get in on that action. It's a one-shot adventure with a bunch of really great lore. You guys know how CZRPG does it. They are awesome. We are also going to be giving away, yeah, we've run a bunch of their stuff, and it's really great. We're also giving away some Old Goat Beard Company, beard oil. We have gotten the official notification from Andy, the old goat himself, that we're giving away beard oil. So stick around. We'll be back in just a little bit. ! Drawing, Tithalanos. I hope you win the beard oil, buddy. You look good with a beard. All right, we'll be right back, folks.
What kind of skull do you think that is on the map? It looks, I mean, almost like a cat skull.
My first thought was like an orc skull from like 40K or Warhammer. But I think that may just be kind of the look of the asset.
I mean, it's kind of got like a V nose, and it's got like two pointy like peaks on the top.
Well, the other thing I and Theo have both noticed but not said anything about, you notice how the road kind of forks at one point and there's a dotted line that went in there?
Yep, I saw that.
It's like, somebody made a wrong turn but documented it anyway.
And maybe
And
made
we're
it
back.
out.
I jumped over to the map while you guys were talking about the map so other folks could see it as
The
well.
meow? What's the meow?
Meow. We're going to look at it
Skull
right
kind
now.
of looks like Batman's mask with an M underneath it.
Or, a demon face.
It could be a demon
orcs.
face.
Demon face, yep.
Oh, you're talking about this little spur
Infernal
trail
face.
here? This little spur right here?
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that little squirrely side.
Little
bit.
side trip. Well, you'll never know unless you go there. So we'll find out what happens there. However,
I mean, we could conjure the spirits of the dead to tell us.
you can teleport there if you want.
I definitely do not have that spell.
I
Yeah,
had
maybe
a
that's where the
choice.
journey starts, and that one party went one way and one party went the other way.
That's fucking deep, dude. I like it. All right, here we go. We're gonna jump back into it. I just want to make sure everybody knows who's hanging out with us that we appreciate you guys for being here. It's really fun to have such an active and goofy chat. So thanks. I want to see pictures, Eversalt, so if you can post them in the Discord. That's a good point. We do have a Discord, and the Discord that we have is pretty damn fun. There's a lot of interesting folks in there talking about a lot of weird, interesting stuff. It's a very safe place to hang out, and so we encourage you to join us. A lot of the folks that have been playing in our one-shots and sort of impromptu games lately are folks that hang out with us in Discord and want to play games. So if you want to connect with us, please do. As we return to the scene here, Feyre has just posed a question. Feyre, would you like to pose your question again as we dive back into the moment?
Theo, where were you for the past week?
Theo will just kind of go, and he will go over, and he will get the brandy. He will pour a glass.
Solana hands his empty glass, or kind of...
Just help yourself, guys.
Take it out of my wages, Captain.
No, I mean it. Help yourself. I'm not being
Okay.
sarcastic.
Hey, Captain, thank you.
Sorry, it's very hard to tell.
We have more.
Pours a glass, goes and sits back down.
Let's start fishing through Rhunar
So
stuff
I'll
too.
start with the basic statement. You're
I
not
didn't
going
mean
to
my
believe
stuff.
anything I say because it is the dumbest story I could think of, but it is what actually happened. So, Kalistani may have plucked me from this point in space and time and deposited me several centuries ago in the final days of the crusade against the Death Knights by the Order of the Protectors and the armies of the great kingdom of Aerdi against them.
If you didn't want to say, you could just say you don't want to say.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to make up stories. I mean,
No, I didn't make that up.
Well
I've
played.
spent the past 6 months campaigning in the north.
does the word Aerdi ring a bell?
Oh yeah, you know the great kingdom to the north. Absolutely, you would be attuned to that. But some of the other details you probably wouldn't. Well, roll a history check.
All right.
Just a straight roll. Don't use your advantages on this. Won't apply.
16.
Yeah, you don't recognize the names. You haven't studied Aerdian history.
So, your sword just whisked you away?
Yeah.
And you've been gone for 6 months.
Yes.
Well,
3 months. Well, 1 week.
It was
Yeah, it's been 1
it was
week.
7
like,
yeah.
days.
It was like
I know.
5 days
I'm
for you.
still kind of trying to
5
figure
days.
that out myself.
I kind of
Five
figured that,
days.
maybe you disappeared kind of like everybody else did in and around Nersban.
Oh, yeah, we
People
forgot a lot of
disappeared.
people.
Yeah.
Did you take a meal with you?
Our cook, for example, went missing for
No, it was
Several
just
days.
me.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't so much missing as we thought he never existed.
and so did what's his name?
I don't remember.
The guy that knew Solana. I'm drawing a blank on
Renfram?
his name now. Yeah, Remfram.
Refram.
Refram. I might look to
What of
Solana.
Refram?
Did we
Friend of yours, right?
Yes.
do we
Yes.
remember him?
You do because you don't really recall him, but you remember because Byron had looked through his notes and had pulled that name out of his notes.
Oh.
But you can't place the face, like you don't
So
recall
even
the
after-
interactions.
Even after the effect is gone, we
You
don't
haven't
remember
seen him. Remember I said it triggered, your memories are triggered when you see the individual.
Oh.
Yep. So because you haven't seen Rephram, you don't recall his face or like any of your interactions with him.
Yes, Rephram, the guy we fished him out of I forget the terrible name of the place
Yeah,
that
it's in-
sunk because we
it's in
saved
the
him from
Froth.
the
Journal.
fishmen.
I don't remember him at all.
Yeah, you were all there. We took him back to the Blackened Enemy. He was going slightly mad, and then Feyre, you cured him of his going slightly madness, and he was coherent for a while and told us a great deal of information about what was going on and literally told us where Solana was.
I have all of this
Yeah.
written down, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there's some weird
Mm-mm.
things happening around.
But you
town
ended that, yes? And that's
Yeah, that's what.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was
Oh, we
an
killed it. Whatever
amolith, and we
that
destroyed
was.
it.
Hmm.
Amethyst, an
Kind of sad I missed that part. It's much better than that whole Avatar of Demogorgon thing.
I don't know if we killed the whole cult, but we killed its.
describe
Leader.
for me what can you tell me of this cult? Their
Well, they like
rituals,
to
their
chant.
symbology. Tell me.
They turned into fish people, and
Creepy.
they excreted slime,
Disgusting.
and we almost turned into fish people.
Yep.
Horrifying.
Yep. They totally were. They didn't even care about us until I tried to choke one with the goblet.
Did you gather any information from them? Was there words spoken? Was there...
Well, we know that they were worshiping the Elder Elemental Eye, and it had
Elder
the
Elemental
symbol,
Eye.
this inverted triangle symbol, was all over their.
That
writings.
What
is
do you make
concerning.
of that?
No good.
Well, we made a mess of them.
Yeah, I mean they're not going to be using that temple anymore. That's for sure.
That's not the first time we've encountered the cult of the Elemental Eye.
No,
That
you.
goes
That's what
back
I'm
to-
going back to those symbols on the top and the skull dunes that you mentioned. Your thing, you went there or something. I don't remember exactly all your details about it, but
Right. That's where I
If
got
there
my
was a-
journal.
Do you have
If
this
there was
book
a
still?
force or being or cult that would be able to produce language that offends the mere reading of it, it might be them, which begs a very important question. Who made this map?
Rhialle.
Were they?
What do we know about Rhialle? Do you know anything
Rhialle
of
was
the man?
From what I gathered, Rhialle had escaped from the jungles along with two other individuals, had told a fantastical story of this deep, dark power, some sort of ancient artifact of some renown in this strange city that they had found. They were whisked away to Keeland, and that is where the Seekers learned of it. Rhialle had given information to the lodge. I'm sure your contacts, Hern, had then relayed that to you and sent you on your mission. There had been communications about the map with Drallion, that it had been lost, and we had been searching for it. We had found a piece. Volchek had a piece we had heard that proved to be true.
So I'm going to hazard a guess here. Everyone let me know what they think about it. Whoever this person is that came out of the jungle with this map,
Thanks for the raid, Games Tavern.
hey Games Tavern, you're here for some taking guesses, so please enjoy this guess. It's dedicated to you. So I don't think they're the person that made this map. I think this map was made by a cult, a group, a something that either lives in Tomoa-chan or was looking for Tomoa-chan. And at this point, I'm 50-50 odds on whether that's the Scarlet Brotherhood or some sort of Elder Elemental cult. Either way, I'm going to wager when we find Tomoa-chan, it's going to be inhabited.
That is terrifying.
Well, it's a city, right?
Presumably.
So they say.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I think it's full of cultists.
Probably, yeah.
Well, from
Froth
what I
was filled with
understand,
people too.
they're trying to find this as much as we are, or as much as Drallion was. And I think the point was to find whatever it was before the Scarlet Brotherhood got to it. Right? I mean, Byron, this kind of touches on the Seekers and what their intentions are with all this.
Yeah. I mean, we collect items and we try to use them for the better of the world.
Right. In which case that might mean keeping it out of the hands of...
Yeah, I don't want them to have it. We gotta get there first. And if they get there first, we have to kill them all and take it from them. If they're the bad guys. I mean, if we get there and there's a bunch of people living there and they're having a chill time and they're like decent, you know, we could siesta with them maybe and like share food and I don't know, start a trade network. But if they're bad guys, we're gonna have to pull a Froth on them.
Froth. So you mean
Yeah,
like
Froth is
collapse
the
one
the
that
whole
committed
city
war
in on
crimes here.
itself?
It's
Pull a Froth, it's canon.
does the whole party commit war crimes now? I
mean,
left for 6 months and now we're all war criminals?
They're not. I mean, see, that's the thing. It was not intentional. We just can't.
really do anything. It was just a load-bearing boss.
Yeah.
A okay, I've actually had to deal with a
A
couple of those.
load-bearing
They're not
boss.
fun.
A load-bearing boss, yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
A load-bearing layer. Load-bearing, yeah, layer.
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt and just say, hey, everybody who just joined us, the Games Tavern, thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. We are giving away some great stuff today. So we've got a one-shot adventure from CZRPG Publishing, which you all know very well, reading company. So ! Drawing to get in on that. And we're giving away some Old Goat Beard Company beard oil, which all of us use except for Kirk. Kirk doesn't use it. But the rest of us use it, and we all love it. It makes our beards feel so nice and beautiful. Ashley doesn't use it either. I'm just joking around.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you used it in your like paste on beard.
Works in
Like a
regular
big
hair,
fake
too.
beard.
Yeah.
Like
Do
over
it. It
my ears.
smells good. It smells really good. Anyways, ! Drawing to get in on the action, and thanks for being here. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to give a shout out to the folks that just joined us.
Quite all right. Theo just downs the whole glass of brandy and goes, so fuck all around, I'd say.
Cheers to that.
Which brings us to, well, I mean, we should probably get it out. Captain, what are your plans now? Or once you're reunited with your crew and your ship? What do you
Honestly,
plan on
Deg,
doing?
I would like nothing more than to sail as far the fuck away from this place as I can. Probably north to Gradzul, provide a full report of what's happened as best as I can to the lodge. If I'm able to take any messages from you north, I would gladly do so, but I am a changed man. I am weak and much different than I was before. My crew has suffered enough. I would like to leave, and that's what I intend.
I have some things I would like to send with you to Gradzul.
Of course.
Understandable.
Of course.
Perhaps you could help me finish decoding Drallion's journal so that I can take any further information there from it and use it, and then I can send the journal with you back to Gradzul.
Yes, of
So
course.
that can be put in the Seeker's Lodge.
I'd be happy to help you with that, Hern. Of course. Of course.
Then if possible, I would suggest you have them send, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 armadas down here to help us out, because
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're all gonna die, and then there's not gonna be anyone to like deal with the end of the world.
So dramatic.
That was
mean-
very dramatic.
I mean,
But likely
we've been
true.
successful a few times. I'm just saying, you know.
At some point, your
it's not
luck
a
runs
foregone
out.
conclusion.
Yeah. I mean, if we're all gonna die, at least the rest of the seekers can come down here. I know there's some pretty strong guys in that lodge down up there. You know, there's a couple I won't even drink in the same room as them.
Well, yeah, it
pretty
would be
serious.
nice to have to go on this expedition with a larger party. But we might not have that choice.
We're gonna do it on our own, but just to know that, like, if we fail, you know, which we won't. I mean, it'd be really great to come out and all the ships are pulling up. And we can be like, check it out, we saved the world. That we have an audience, you know, because that'd be pretty awesome.
I
Yeah,
have
no,
to
even
say,
if we do save the world, I don't want anyone to know that.
I want everyone to know. I want everyone to know my name. Maybe they will stop hunting me in Monmurg. Maybe I can go back to.
I have a theory about that. So I've been working on some songs.
Theo
yes,
just slowly
Turn around
stares
our
at
image.
Feyre.
yes.
You know, like this one that I sang in Narispan, How Great Are the Deg Gang? And you know, like
Oh,
I think I
yeah.
could really put a spin on this latest Narispan caper. And you know, maybe we could get some kind of a fan following.
There is terror in Theo's eyes. Sheer
It's worth a
naked
shot.
terror.
You know,
Just promise
to
me
another
this.
city where they don't want to kill us immediately.
Yeah, maybe they might not have as much knowledge of the situation.
Promise me this, Miss Feyre. Once you're famous and your music has been spread widely across the realm, don't sell out. Don't sell your catalog to conglomerate corporations to be used in terrible, terrible advertising. Stay true to your heart.
Oh, well, you know,
Nice.
money's nice, but it's not everything.
Well then, I've had a bit of brandy. I'm going to make my way to my what my quarters? Oh, he walks over to
there's-
your bed and he lays down in your bed, Deg, and falls
Mhm.
asleep immediately. He just passes out.
If we turn him to a turtle in his sleep, do you think he'll notice?
I guess I'll take the couch tonight.
Did he, like, bathe at all since the prison?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Do the thing. Bidet
Theo?
Is it wrong to do that to somebody in their sleep? I don't know.
Have you...
Pass
I
it
feel a
to
little
the-
strange
do the-
about cleaning a man in his sleep, but
Which one?
not
That
close
sounds
like
a little creepy. Cleaning a man
Can
in
you
his sleep? I
press
don't know.
digitate someone
Theo just
against their
sighs,
will.
gets up, crumbles something in Elvish, and just prestidigitates the
Thanks.
slumbering
Thanks, man.
captain
I appreciate
clean.
that.
Well, at least, you know, that
There's
side.
things, yeah.
Yeah,
that
you might wanna
after
flip
that
'em
long-
over.
Roll him over.
After that long in a
On the other
jail cell,
side.
it's kind of it's ripe.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, what time is it?
It is probably midday. Now, this is the first this is like the first full day. It's a multi-day journey to where you're headed to. There are opportunities for you to do other things while you're aboard the ship. You know, if you want to do some like training, or you want to do some additional research, or you want to have different conversations, that is an option. We don't have to go through every single day of travel, but we will, as we get closer to the destination, make some rolls. So I would say there's sort of like a montage of time here. So if there's anything you want to kind of wrap up with this conversation, we can do that. right now, just to kind of tie this conversation up a little bit. And then maybe I'll ask each of you if there are certain things that you would like to do throughout the journey. So first of all, is there anything you want to wrap up with this sort of scene?
Theo's a little toasted at this point mentally, so he's good.
I don't know. I feel like we almost already kind of wrapped it up. We moved on to being drunk and passing out.
Mm-hmm. And well deserved after what you guys went through in Nerisban and escaping all of that, and with the heists and the jailbreaks and everything. You know, it feels good to be back on the open ocean, to have your crew, knowing that your crew can take care of things while you discuss business at hand and relax a little bit now as you do the rest of the afternoon. Throughout the journey, you have the opportunity, as I mentioned, to do other things. So is there anything that you want to accomplish individually? We could talk about that. Go ahead,
I
Feyre.
would like to, if possible, I'm going to reach into my bag and take out a half full bottle, and I'm just going to top Theo off and then put it back in my bag.
Mm.
1, that's appreciated. 2, what was in the bottle?
No, it's just, something we picked up in the airspan.
Oh, it's got to be good.
Hey, Byron, I got this for you.
Smell it. Oh, dude, I already got some.
Was Theo there for that part?
I'll take out a bottle
Yeah.
too. I'll be like, cheers, man.
But it's been
I was
6
hoping
months
he
for
didn't
him.
know about it.
I have to just clarify. Theo was there, and Theo he took his clothes off and
Right,
got
that's
up
right.
on the table at the
Right.
beer hall and did a little show for the other patrons.
Wow.
How did you get a whole fucking
Yeah,
bottle
fun
of that
times,
shit?
Fun times.
Got 7.
Yeah, it actually
I bought 7.
burns pretty well too.
Yeah.
Why do we have 7? Oh, for fire. Okay.
Yeah, dude. I tested one in town.
It's
They're really good.
it's better than oil.
Made a cart. I had to make a new cart. I invented a new cart.
Yeah.
Okay,
burn.
and he just shoots back the whole fucking glass after hearing that. It's just like,
I'm gonna watch him do
no,
that, and then I'm gonna just
Frank.
put my bottle away because I'm not gonna drink that shit.
okay,
Rhunar
so
gonna slowly back away from Theo as he drinks.
Yeah, you
Here's
drink
just
it down, and it is really bad. I need you to make a Constitution save. There
I
it
stand
is.
between him and the map. I'm gonna get between him and the map right now.
24.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay. Yeah, you choke it down. You feel like it wants to come back up, but you are able to choke it down. You are instantly intoxicated.
Like a champ.
But you do not, as you remember, vomit flame.
I'm going
Right.
to immediately leave and
Hey,
go about boatswaining.
But Byron, I was going to have a heart-to-heart with you about your
Nope.
dark past.
Nah,
Theo, roll a d10. Your intoxicated persona is
2.
a 2.
Yeah.
El Doso.
Waterworks. Everything is so sad. Remember those good times? Those were great times. Now everything is bad, and it's just so upsetting, so stressful. Just make sure you tell your friends that you love them and that you're sorry. Gods, you're so sorry. Do they hate you? They must hate you.
Ed's trying to have a conversation about his dark past.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everyone staring at me? Yes, I know. I'm very sorry that I left you in your moment of need
You're getting
when you
We
had to
could've
go fight an
died.
aboleth. I mean, yeah.
Oh my god.
It'll
You're also staring at me.
be all right.
I'll just peek back in, see what's
I
going
am-
on.
Definitely
Oh
drunk,
no.
and there's a lot going on right now. you
Yeah,
know,
Theo.
You did this.
it's been
I'm gonna walk up to Theo and I'm gonna give him a big hug. It's okay, man. We've been there. We've been there. You know.
you also haven't bathed.
Oh,
And
Theo.
prestidigitation.
Aw.
Hey, I bathe every day, Theo. There's
Seawater.
You can't sneak up on people if you smell like death.
That's true.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
Gonna be okay. You know, just remember, you know, something important to remember. This is temporary. It
You
will
say
end.
that, but I just had 5 days of my life changed into 6 months of my life. There was a demon cult, undead knights. I literally saw one of the heads of Demigorgon stick its head out of a portal before it got snapped shut. There's a lot going on, and now we're going into the jungle, and in the jungle, we're going to a city full of cultists and some sort of powerful artifact that is most likely and kind of world-ending thing. And
Yeah.
again, every time we do this shit, someone dies except for me and Rhunar. So I just want you to say that,
Why do you
Byron,
say it like that.
I love you. I sometimes want to drown you or choke you to death with my bare hands, sometimes covered in metal. But I don't want you to die because I love you, man. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want you to be replaced with another character that has a really similar kind of, you know, ne'er-do-well attitude, because it would just be so traumatic to have someone that reminds me of you again.
Mm.
So, you know, do I remind you of someone else that you used to party
You
with?
remind me of Farendir so much. I mean, he was prettier than you and sang better, but otherwise, you aren't that much alike at all. But for some reason, you remind me of him.
Yeah. Well, so here's what's gonna happen, Theo. Statistically speaking, you survived how many of these encounters? So if anyone's going to die, it's going to be you.
The problem
So
with that
don't
is
worry.
I'm not
You won't
entirely
have to
sure
live a world without me because you'll be the one dead.
or I'll be whisked away to fight again in an eternal war somewhere else, which I'm kind of okay with, but I don't know. I have been
So-
reading a lot about Heronius and his afterlife.
Going back to your whole like Death Knight excursion, is that where you learned your necromancer powers?
No, one, I am not a fucking necromancer, except for so okay, I do have the
Necromancer.
skill to temporarily conscript the damned who have died by just means to help us fight, but that does not make me a necromancer. That's like saying Feyre's a necromancer just because she can bring people back from the dead. And it suddenly stops and just leans to one side to stare at Feyre.
Oh my
Are you
God.
a necromancer?
Oh my God.
I mean, I can bring people back from the dead, so.
So we have 2 necromancers now. Great.
Byron, we're surrounded.
Yeah, we're getting outnumbered here. Is Tenoch a necromancer too?
What
He can
happened
talk
this
to the
boat?
dead, so by the truest
Yeah.
definition used originally, he is also technically a
Yeah,
necromancer.
he's literally shrouded himself in the dead. I've seen him do it.
He's got all these little mummy things too, like mummified
Yeah,
animals. And
yeah.
I have noticed.
I
that.
know.
A lot of,
Oh,
We
lot of trinkets.
Chad,
Rhunar.
if you're watching this later, we love you.
Well, at this point, I'm just gonna put my hands up in the air, just walk out like, oh my God, just kind of a little panicked, a little uncomfortable. I'm thinking about all the times I've been encountering the undead and how uncomfortable they make me, and I'm starting to get kind of afraid again of them, and I'm like not into it, and I'm just gonna go to my quarters, shut the door, barricade the door. Put up a couple tripwires at the doors. I might even, you know, I have carpenters. I'm gonna hammer a couple nails in the door. The door's not opening tonight.
I'm gonna go to the door and try to make undead noises.
Just scratching on the door.
Oh, yeah,
Roll a performance check.
oh yeah.
And Byron, roll an insight check.
20, dirty 20.
And you rolled a 7.
I know.
It's-
That's terrifying.
That's the bard's performance. Ooh.
19.
You are hearing undead scraping against your door, moaning.
Take out one of my gut punch mollies.
Oh, Jesus. And this, my friends, is how the Deg Gang died at sea. They burned themselves and their ship.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna go, maybe not. Put it back.
And then you hear, Byron, did I scare
But
you?
I'm gonna hammer a couple more nails into the door.
Are you scared?
Stuff some things into my ears and go to sleep.
All right, you go to sleep.
Fine.
While that's happening, Theo is gonna look over at Deg and be like, "How the fuck are we the two that are left?"
No. Dumb luck, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit of skill, but I don't know how we made it out of hell.
Yeah. So for the record, when
Let's
I
not-
go back to kill Aphis, are you in?
Oh, I'm down.
Good.
I mean,
We're
that's
gonna.
Literally down.
that's the mission. There's no turning away from that now. It's just I think we need to train up a little bit before we do that.
Probably going to need some very specific equipment to survive hell. I'm going to be honest with you. It seems
I mean,
pretty
we have the key, but it might be nice to have a, I don't know.
Well, and if Aphis is out there making deals, there's probably other people that want his ass dead. We can maybe figure that out.
That's
Anyway, I'm deeply intoxicated, so I am
Been there.
going to go be anywhere else on the ship so Feyre can't catch up with me and abuse the situation to make it somehow worse. Because I have faith in that woman, and she just kind of stands up. She has a talent. He will head below decks.
So do you head to your quarters?
Nope, he's heading down into the hold.
Oh, shit. Okay, so the cargo hold. All right.
Yeah, you can faintly hear Feyre making like undead noises near Byron.
That's why. That's why. And he's going to let that horrifying drunk work through itself before going about ship stuff for like the rest of the day to just kind of, help out around there.
Okay. Rhunar, what do you do for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna fold up the map and put it in my pocket inside my armor,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go fishing.
Okay.
I'm gonna fish off the side of the deck. I have plans to train during the trip, but we don't have to do that immediately.
Because you need a montage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can, so you go and you do some fishing. Go ahead and roll a fishing check for me. Do you have fishing tackle and gear?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Are you trained with them? Do you have proficiency with fishing tools?
No, but I bought fishing tackle.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and roll a fishing roll. We'll call
Would
it
that be
a
survival.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a survival check.
Dirty 20.
Oh yeah, you catch a big. So you hook into something really, and it's like this is big, and it takes you a while. Some of the crew members start to sort of group around you, and they're cheering you on as you're holding onto this thing, and you're just cranking on the reel, trying to bring it in. One of the guys climbs down on the rigging on the side of the ship with a net, and he's like ready to land it for you. And you continue to roll. Give me another survival check as this thing is fighting. Something fierce. This is a big fish.
Ooh, 14.
It starts to pull away from you, and you kind of lose it. It starts to pull from the spool. Give me one more check.
$19.
You give everything you've got. You pull back. You start walking back on the deck, reeling. and the guys are kind of helping you, holding your shoulders and pulling on you. And eventually one of the guys says, I see it, I see it. Korga's down there with a net. Tamis climbs down to help him, and they throw a net out, and they get this fish, and they haul it up, and it's this giant marlin, probably 6 feet long from the tip to the tail. Beautiful silvery blue colorations, looks extremely healthy. And Emil just comes in, and you can see he's just sharpening his knives. And he's like, I'll fillet it. This is going to be great, Captain. Ah, yes.
Yep.
Sushi, boys.
We're gonna eat well tonight. It's all yours, Emil.
And he also has like some magical spices from you guys. So
You should use that spice.
he's going to whip up
Spice I
a
gave you.
fantastic meal. At some point, maybe not this day, but a different day, perhaps, as you're sailing, one of the crew members, probably Kyle, the half orc, is up in the crow's nest, and he shouts down to you, "There's a ship on the horizon. There's a ship to the north."
With my looking glass, am I able to see it?
Roll a perception check with advantage with the glass.
17.
Yeah, it's not hard to see. It's a clear day, sunny blue sky, some light clouds, but you see on the horizon a ship. It's hard to make out what kind of ship it is. Possibly similar to the ship that you have, maybe a brigantine. You're not sure. It's very difficult, but it maybe has 3 masts.
I can't make out like a.
It's too
flag
far
or like
away.
a standard or something. Okay.
It's too far away, but with that roll, you get the sense that it is not advancing on your location. But over the course of that day, you check multiple times and you have Kyle keep an eye on it. It seems to be keeping pace with you. It's to the north and it's keeping pace, but not
So
approaching.
It's going in the same general direction we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now you- Go ahead.
Just instruct him to let me know if it gets any closer, like perceptibly closer to us as the day goes on.
All right, so he'll keep an eye on that. You do have an opportunity if you wanted to do some. What kind of training did you want to do? You mentioned some training.
Yeah. As part of leveling up, Rhunar is gaining some maneuvers. So I guess the idea was that he would study up on this fighting manual that he had obtained in Monmerg and pick up some new skills.
So you want to do some training like with one of the guys?
Yeah, like, and then maybe I'll pull in some crew members to spar with.
Okay. Let's just do
Theo is
this.
also always down to spar.
Okay, so I'll get Theo. And
All right.
Is who else is up for it? I guess I go around.
I'm always down to fight you.
All right,
Oh
all
my
right,
God.
Byron, Theo, and Byron. We'll spar on the deck.
All right, so here's how we'll do it. You and Theo each roll initiative.
Okay.
This will be the first sparring.
Ooh, 9.
I beat you barely.
So, Theo, you have the first action in the sparring. So, what would you like to do?
Well, Theo manifests Kalistani, but not as like the big hunking greatsword, but as something a little bit more like long sword size appropriate, so that you start with a more reasonable footing. Wait, actually, though, that does beg a question. What is Rhunar using?
You see me walk onto the deck holding only a cane. Just walking with a cane.
Does it have that smiley face on it?
And a mustache.
And
Yeah.
then I hold it up. It's got like a little head on the end of like a smiling guy. And then
Theo
I
doesn't
go,
trust that, so yeah, long sword.
Yep. You'll
And
find
he
out.
actually has a buckler that he hasn't used in ages that he still, just kind of brings us, I'm a little rusty with this. Yeah, we'll use this. He will choose the dodge action.
All right. So that kicks it over to Rhunar for an attack or an action. If you do decide to attack or move forward with an attack action, it would be at disadvantage because he's dodging.
Okay.
Now you do have
I will-
advantages in your queue if you wanted to use them. You can make it a straight roll.
With my cane in one hand, I will don my shield with my other hand, and I will attempt to bash Theo's shield with my shield. So like a shove attack, kind of like a shield attack.
All right. So that will be a contested roll.
So would that
And
be
you will have
like a
disadvantage.
like a strength roll?
Yeah, but you'll have disadvantage because he's dodging.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for the raid, Prometheus 2128.
Yeah, they
Appreciate
didn't
you.
work too well.
Hola.
A 6.
Holy training montage. This is getting tense. So he pushes against you with his shield. Give me a contested to defend against the shield attack, which would be athletics or acrobatics.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Athletics it is.
Yeah.
That's a 25.
He pushes back on you, Rhunar.
I shake my head. Still a little woozy from the brandy earlier.
I don't know what the trick is here, Captain.
Yeah, we're just messing around, trying some new things. All right.
Okay. And well, in that case, and Theo just will kind of move like he's going to stab, and then step around and just try and smack Rhunar on the side of the head with the pommel of his sword, just to get his attention.
All right, let's see it. Now, while this is taking place, Byron and Farah, what are you doing? There's a bit of you hear some cheering on the deck. There's a bit of a commotion about.
I'm basically yelling at everyone like, take your bets. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna do it?
Nice.
So far, it's not going too well.
There's a
for me.
lot of
Bookie.
money
I'm
being
playing
thrown
bookie.
around. Yeah.
So that's
Well,
a
that
25 to
hits.
hit. For whatever reason, it rolled 2d8, which it shouldn't have. But that, I'm trying to pull my punches here, but that first damage die still came up an 8. So, yeah.
Let's not worry too much about damage necessarily, but you do clock him on the side of the head with the pommel. Boom.
Just like, wakey.
Rhunar, what's your response?
All right. I'll just I'll say, appear now. And all of a sudden my cane will morph into a longsword. And
Oh shit, it's Morbin time.
I'll wheel around and try to kind of do the same to Theo.
Okay.
Give him a knock with the pommel. Here we go. What the heck? I'm going to use one of my advantages.
There you go. I was just about to say, with the graciousness of our chat here, you do have your advantage to use.
Okay. Ooh, natural 20.
Ooh, boom. So you hit him.
And with that, I will expend a superiority die to make that a pushing attack. Because that's what I'm learning right now.
Nice. This is one of your new maneuvers.
Yep.
Maneuver.
And so Theo will need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That's a 20.
He-
I never roll this
He
good in
succeeds.
combat.
No, this is great.
He's-
Get it out of your system.
He succeeds. He is not pushed back 15 feet.
You're testing out
15?
some new techniques. You
Mhm.
know, you're trying to figure it out, and it takes time.
Yeah.
Do you
But
continue?
I did ring your bell a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's it. Oh. Okay. Yeah. So you got that figured out. Byron, tag in.
Yeah.
All right. I will pull my hood up,
Roll
pull
initiative
my
first.
shield out.
Do I need to re-roll initiative?
Yes.
Or is it the theme? Okay.
Yep.
As a visual aid to help you feel about it, I have an actual fencing manual of the type you would probably be using.
That's right.
Oh my god, my rolls are the worst.
So I got a
It
25.
really is.
I got a natural 1 for a total of 8.
Winning initiative against Byron is hard.
It is.
I'm +7 to initiative.
Get advantage from my shield.
I regret
Oh, you
giving
get
you that shield
advantage.
every time you have it. Oh.
All right, Byron, bring it on.
All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of step forward really close, and I'm gonna be like, "Listen, dude, we're like really good buddies, and we've been together for a really long time, and I really appreciate everything you do as the captain." And I'm gonna try to charm him with my panache.
Ooh,
Panache.
nice.
I don't think you've used your panache too much.
That's
Oh, I
new.
definitely just unlocked
It's
it.
brand new.
So I'm
okay.
going to do a persuasion check against your insight.
All right, so what do I roll a save?
Insight. Roll an insight check.
Check.
Yep.
Okay.
And he will roll a persuasion check in as a contested roll.
It
Ooh.
non-magically charms. That is fucking metal.
Yep.
12.
It's
So I got a
awesome.
29.
Panache is crazy. Panache is crazy.
So I succeeded.
So right now,
Lasts for 1 minute. You think
he
of
can
me
only
as a
attack
close
you.
friend. Yep.
Oh.
You have disadvantage on attacks against anyone else.
yeah, because you are currently in combat with him, so I would say that the combat bit is what's activated, not the other one. So you are in a hostile situation with him because you're fighting.
Yep.
But now
Oh yeah, you're right.
But now I just like feel an overwhelming affection for Byron.
No, you have an overwhelming affection to attack him.
Oh, to attack him.
And nobody else. Like the whole fight with Theo and him hitting you, which pissed you off, no longer matters. Like you don't even care about that anymore. It's just all about you need to hit Byron real hard.
Yeah.
Bonus action after I've gotten close to him and said all this, I'm going to disengage and move 30 feet away. Make
He
him
was just
come at
standing there
me.
like, "Fuck are you? What are you doing?"
Damn it. Get back here.
You chase after him.
Yeah. I'll use
You
my
can
full
close the
movement.
distance. Yeah, you can close the
Yeah.
distance.
And
I think this one through.
I'll morph my longsword back into a cane and try to smack him across the head with it.
All right, roll it up.
Is that still my longsword attack? I don't know. It's just flavored.
Yeah,
Here we go.
we're playing a little loose with the rules here on combat, so don't worry about it.
21 to hit.
Yeah, he clocks you.
Use my
And-
uncanny dodge to like kind of get out of the way, lean out of it.
Does that just reduce damage?
It just reduces
Or does
damage.
that make it miss? It doesn't make
No,
it miss.
No,
right?
no.
still
It just
hits.
reduces damage.
Yep,
You still hit me.
hits.
So I'm going to try to make that a shove attack again.
All right. So strength
Oh,
save, Byron.
Pushing attack.
Jesus.
Everybody keeps succeeding. This is what happens when you fight your friends.
Yeah, it sure does.
Wow,
In a-
these
in
are
a
the good
montage.
rolls that I never get on strength.
So we'll
All right.
say this: the combat continues. The
Mhm.
feats of strength continue. Your companions eventually kind of tag out, and some of the other guys want to get in on the action because they see Byron and Theo kind of giving you a little bit of a a what for, and like Kyle jumps in there, and Korga, the fucking grumpy old Korga, and they don't fare so well against you as the others did, and you're able to sort of begin to hone your new skills a bit, your new maneuvers that you've learned, and when you hit with the maneuver, it hits harder than before. It seems more effective. You're not successful every time because you're still learning, but when you do succeed on the attack, it seems to be more effective than previously, as if the things that you've studied with this book have started to pay off quite a bit. And you've likely been like reading the book throughout, the time, but you've sort of hit a new level, as it were.
Yeah.
And you feel pretty good about it. And some money has exchanged hands. Feyre, go ahead and roll percentage for me.
99.
Yeah, Feyre, you are the big
Yeah.
winner. You're the big winner of the day. Roll 2d20.
Okay.
You win 17 gold worth of assorted coins from the other members of the crew.
Oh yeah.
And they're not even mad. They seem to be okay with it as they lose their money to you. All the while, you have stationed in the crow's nest of the mast a lookout who continues to watch the ship that continues to keep pace with you throughout the day and into the night. As darkness falls, some of you worn from the training take your rest this evening. Theo, you find yourself on the deck of the ship at some point, and you hear a familiar voice of Kalistani in your head. How long is this going to take? We have much work. You understand?
The good news is should be fairly straightforward. The bad news is it's hard to tell how long it will be through the jungle. But if the oath holds true to deal with evil as it appears, this is a thing that must be done. Then we go north.
Thanks for joining the Guild LMP games. As you say that, Theo, Kalistani speaks to you in your head. There's something new for you. Apparate the sword.
Wham!
You apparate
Which, if it's night, is probably bright for a second.
So it is bright for a second, and then it glows this radiant light as it lights up a 20-foot radius circle around you in bright radiant light. Not daylight, but bright light. This is something that you can turn on and off at your leisure to give you a bit of extra visibility and perhaps aid your friends.
Oh, given the number of times we almost died in the dark, this will be most useful.
You also noticed, I would say, during your fighting with Rhunar, some of the successes you had. Maybe the others didn't pick up on it, but it's almost as if you flickered out of reality for a moment. It was very quick and very subtle, but it definitely allowed for you to avoid some of the strikes that were thrown your way, and helped you. And you're not sure what it is, but Kalistani explains to you that you have now been, because of what you did, helping with the battle to the north in Erdi. There are a couple of extra boons bestowed upon you. You understand these are to be used in your quest, but hone your skills because we have much to do. And Kalistani explains to you that you now have something, a feature called Ethereal Flicker, which is tied to your Wrath of the Swordbearer feature. And you also have with the sword Radiant Beacon, which is a bonus action to activate bright light in all directions for 20 feet. So 20-foot radius bright light from the sword that can be activated and
We have
turned off with a
needed that
bonus
so many
action.
times.
And now you have it, my friend. Use it judiciously. And reach out every once in a while. We can speak anytime, you know this. Do you understand?
Several times previously when we talked, you said it had weakened you and you were weary from it. I didn't want to extend. You are
Things have
trapped in another
changed.
plane of.
Things have changed. I'm with you now.
Wait, you
Not well, not to be creepy about it. I'm not like always with you. But when the sword is manifest, I am with you.
So when we transited through the planes and the space-time in the, oh god, I almost understand what's going on there, and that's both delightful and terrifying all at the same time. Ooh. Well, yes, the talking was much nicer because I think you know more of what's going on here than I did, and I was there for 6 months, and that still didn't all make sense.
We will return to that place. There is much left to do, you understand. But for now, you must help your friends.
That place or that time?
Technically both.
This is going to get very complicated, and I do not want to make anyone else have to think about this, so... Already I sound like a crazy person, so we'll just kind of cut down on that except between you. And at that point, Theo is looking around and realizing, is he just talking to his sword or people staring at him?
Roll a perception check.
Survey says 17.
You look about and you don't see anybody that's staring at you. There are a couple of people that are milling about on the bow of the ship, and there is still someone in the crow's nest, but they're not really paying much attention to you.
Okay, so I'll sound crazy on my own time.
Yes, be careful. Nobody can hear me. They can only hear you speaking to yourself. It does sound like you're a lunatic. But you have a talking sword, so what are you going to do?
I'm going to work with what I am given because it could be worse. I could not have a talking sword.
Very true. Well then.
Good night.
I guess. Can we...
Oh, this is going to get interesting.
Well, we'll talk later. Bye now.
Bye, and just deapparates the sword.
Wait, I had one more thing to say.
He's having that internal. He's like, okay, I can actually talk. The sword's right there. It's talk to me on a regular basis. You know, when they do talk about this in the great stories, it doesn't really get into the how weird it must be in the moment.
Roll an Arcana check for me real quick. Yes, bleak season. That is absolutely true. A sharp conversationalist.
10 total.
You know, you don't know the history necessarily of this sword. You have studied a bit of the history when you were in Monmurg. You went to the Athenaeum, the Royal Athenaeum, and you did some research.
Met the nice librarian.
The nice librarian. You have heard of powerful artifacts whose power lays dormant until activated and utilized by someone worthy of that item, and that even then the item itself can grow in power as the power of the individual grows through time. And you get a sense that perhaps this is why suddenly you have garnered these new boons from your patron, Kalistani being your patron. And it probably makes you pretty happy.
Oh yeah, there's very, it's partially I'm going crazy. It's partially but in the good way, kind of like I've always wanted. Huh. He is conflict, but in a pleased way.
As the night draws late, the four of you and Tenoch, who is still passed out, resting in his own way, maybe meditating and learning new spells, perhaps. You start to drift off to sleep. The crew taking care, keeping an eye. You are anchored in a safe location for the time being, on the north side of a small island. And Feyre, in the middle of the night, you feel the searing pain of the headache that you felt when you tried to gather information from the map, if you recall.
Right.
And you sit up in bed, just straight up, like very suddenly. Roll a perception check for me.
I would like to roll one with advantage, please.
Okay. Use an advantage. Very smart.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. 9.
Not so good.
Not so good.
You look about the room, and at first, it feels like you've woken up in the... I think you share a room with Sales, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've woken up in your room.
In my pink bubble.
In your little... Oh, you have the bubble going? Sure.
I do it every night, even when I'm drunk.
The only thing you notice is the bubble's gone.
Doesn't happen.
You're hit again with a pang of headache and bright light as you hold your head and maybe spin on the bed to put your feet down on the floor. And as you do, you find yourself standing in a bright light.
Where's the light coming from?
It surrounds you. It's all around you. You open your eyes. It's painful to open your eyes, but you look forward, and there is another orb of light that is coming towards you in the air, like floating towards you. And you look about, you can see nothing but bright light, and this light getting closer and brighter as it comes towards you. It stops in front of you.
Terrifying, or does it, like, do I get an impression this is a malicious thing?
You don't feel frightened. You feel pain in your head as a hand reaches from the bright light. A light-colored hand that reaches forward and just touches you on the forehead. Be calm, my child. And instantly, as that contact is made with your forehead, all of that headache fades. And you look before you and you see this beautiful woman hovering in front of you. Her skin, a beautiful alabaster, dark hair. She is wearing a rather provocative set of like a leather shirt, low cut. She is absolutely beautiful. A skirt that is a little bit too short and large, tall boots above her knees. And you can see that raveled around on her hip is a whip. She has dark hair.
Did Xena come for me?
It's kind of like Xena, actually. But she has this bright light sort of aura with her. And she says, "You are a sad one. But it is okay. You have dedicated yourself to your friends, your family. The love that you feel, the love you have lost. It's tragic but beautiful. Do you know me?"
Who are you?
Well, I am someone who cares about beauty, cares about passion and love. You have proven yourself in service to a cause that I believe in. Your friends do not fully understand what it is you will face, but I do. I will not ruin the surprise for you, my dear. It's too much fun. but I have given you gifts that will be helpful in your journey. Some new magical gifts, perhaps. Yes, magical gifts, that's correct. My only request, dear, and she kind of like hovers down now close, almost eye to eye with you, and she reaches out and sort of like touches the sides of your head very gently. And you get a sense from her that she is benevolent and good. Love, your brother Cricket, your mother, Alana, you must go to them when you're done here. Their love for you is too strong.
But aren't they better off without me?
Sometimes in life, we think we must run away to save others, but they think of you often. They pray for you often. I have heard their prayers. They are quite beautiful, as are you, my dear. Good God, look at you. I would do well to bestow upon you these gifts to protect those that have the fervor, the passion, the beauty, I believe, must be aided in their quests. And for you, that aid has been given.
Well, thank you. She just awkwardly like curtsies. Like one does when they meet a god in their bedroom in the middle of the night.
My name is Miris, and I'm happy to meet you. Good luck. And she starts to sort of hover and float away, and then she stops for a minute, and that Tarn, though, God, is he dreamy, right?
Oh, he is. He is really handsome.
And then she sort of disappears into the light, and the light fades around you, and it is darkness, and you wake as there is a bell ringing on the deck, and it is morning on the next day. You have been bestowed some magical gifts that tie to your magical secrets as a bard. So you have learned a couple of new spells as bestowed upon you by Miris, Spiritual Weapon, and Circle of Power. And I think that is a good spot to end. It is the next morning, and we'll pick up there next week. And hopefully we'll have Chad back, and we can dive into maybe figuring out who this ship is that seems to be keeping pace with you, and see what happens with all that good stuff as you make your way towards...
Whether or not we have to commit war crimes on them.
Well, there's always that. On your way to South Azure, and we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, folks, we do have a giveaway going on. So if you are interested in winning some beard oil from our good friends at the Old Goat Beard Company, Andy and his wife literally make this stuff in their kitchen. It is the epitome of small batch. It's really good stuff. I use it. Everybody here uses it except for Kirk and Ashley. Even though they really wish they could use it. Give it to somebody. Here we go. ! Drawing to get in on the action. We are also giving away a copy of the, what is it called again? It is the Scarred Jungle, which is really rad. It is a one-shot that I'm sure we'll be running here at the Spear Adventures Guild at some point. But it looks really rad. So check that out. We're going to give it away. Yeah, Techie Woman's husband loves the beard oil. There we go. That right there is all you need to know. Not to be confused
with the Scared Jungle. That's a very different module.
Is this is the Scarred Jungle, right? Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Scared Jungle, I think, is a Halloween release.
Oh my God. Did you see that they're releasing a Winnie the Pooh like slasher flick?
I don't want to remember that. Why would you bring that back
I don't know. I'm strangely drawn to it. But anyways, thanks for the follow. LMPG Games, we appreciate you. We had some great raids tonight. Prometheus, 2128, the Games Tavern, Catchy Cantrips, and some great cheering and support from Techie Woman's Ghost, SK Matthews 1. We appreciate you. Lex Fire 22. You guys are awesome. All right. Great to see you all. Get in on this action here. We're going to give this away in just a minute. Let's see. What do we have for... do we have any announcements? I'm trying to think. I don't think we do. We don't have any announcements. We're going to raid somebody here, so don't let me forget about that. But we're going to give something away first. So here we go. Ashley, if you would be ever so kind as to give us the 5-second countdown, please.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, let's see what happens here. The Madcap 23 is our winner. Madcap 23, I hope you're still here. If you
It
are...
was just his birthday recently.
Was it really?
So,
Madcap. Happy birthday.
Happy belated.
There you go.
Do I know Madcap, right? Is that Mike?
Yes.
Yeah.
that
Hey,
was-
Mike,
he was
you
just in a
you
game
won,
with
buddy.
you.
Yeah. Well, he's got so many different names on all the various. Anyways, right here on Twitch, he's the Madcap 23, and you have won. If you're still here, let us know. We're gonna go ahead and yeah. Would you like the beard oil or would you like the adventure, the Scarred Jungle? Let us know. Ashley, let's do another 5-second countdown. Let's get our second winner here.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Valentino. Oh, Cardman 2467, you old rascal.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Always
He's won
winning.
a lot.
I know. Cardman is
Very
the
lucky.
best winner of all
He's
the
a winner.
winners. So Madcap, it's up to you if you would like to do the beard oil or the adventure. Let us know. In the meantime, we are going to go ahead and raid somebody. Let's see what's going on. What is Little Bones doing? Gotta check it all out. Because you don't like sometimes we've raided into people right when they're ending, and that's always kind of a bum deal.
Right. 10 o'clock is kind of a
It really is.
some people end time.
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what
Stella
Phoenix is up
Luna?
to. Oh, Phoenix is. We can do Phoenix. Let's
Phoenix?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find somebody a different time zone.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix, wacky. Let's go raid Phoenix. If you haven't already, please follow our channel. We would really appreciate you to do that. Thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna go ahead and raid our good friend John over at Phoenix Wacky. He's over in Japan, for crying out loud. So there's gonna be games going on over on his channel. Hit him up with the beautiful emojis that we have. We really appreciate you all. So thank you for being here. Thanks to our sponsors, Old Goat Beard Company and CZRPG. You guys are awesome. We love you guys, and we can't wait to see you again soon. We'll be back. Not sure when, but we'll be back definitely next week for more Beyond Saltmarsh. Maybe Monday if we get a wild hair up our ass again like we did last weekend. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.